Broadcaster.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, let's introduce ourselves. From the right panel to the left. Dragon Scorpio, you're up.
You all know me. I'm the master of disaster, the movie guru, and with a sting in the tail, gamer, Dragon Scorpion, coming at you live.
All right, Brian.
All right. Should I introduce myself or?
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Brian. I currently own a Wii U and a PS4, and I also have a 3DS and a Vita.
Oh, okay. This is your boy, Mr. Zodiagamerszhd, coming at you live. Okay, now we wanted to...
And current games I'm playing right now are, Mario Maker, Destiny, The Evil Within.
Oh, okay, those are some good games.
Awesome.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
All right,
we're going to do this. Well, what we're going to do with this podcast, we're going to talk about a few game topics as well as a few movie topics, because we're trying to get the site with a little bit of a diversity in it.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
So you know what I mean. We're trying to keep it like that, so it gives more. Because if gamers haven't got anything like gaming to post, they can post things about films or something like that, as long as it's not pornographic.
No. I'm not going to go that far.
We're not allowing that in the group. It's just
Okay.
I've got a habit of doing that, but
All right.
Right, what's the first topic we want to bring up?
Oh, yeah, let's bring up the...
what first topic do I want to bring up?
Okay, let's bring up the Microsoft...
Is that what you're asking me?
No, what we're going to do is bring up a few topics, and we're going to discuss them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
All right.
We've got topics ourselves. We can sort of, if you want to bring them across as well, if you want.
Yeah.
Well, there's the the whole NX rumors and all that stuff. The patents that have been coming out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What people are guessing, what they think it's going to be, and all that. I mean, I could give my 2 cents of what I think it's going to be, but we won't know until next year.
Yeah.
But if you really want to know, based on a lot of the patents that are coming out, I'm going to go with the fact that it'll probably be some sort of hybrid or combination between a console and a handheld. At least that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they haven't really sold that well, have they? Because I've noticed with the the PS, they don't really sell that well.
Oh, you mean the Wii U or something?
No, like the PS for the PlayStation, PS Vita.
Yeah.
Well, they tried to with connecting it, but I don't know how many people used it. That's the thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo tried to do the idea with try to create, like the big DS with the Wii U, but that didn't turn out well. Mostly because they were trying to make Lightning Strike Trice with a casual market that really was not there anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true. Very.
I mean, so,
Very true.
and speaking of the Vita, I mean, who knows what the future of that thing is, and it's really sad because I really like the Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for like long journeys or something like that, or to keep the kids quiet in the back of the car. You know what I mean? But
right. I think the big problem with the Vita was that they marketed it as like AAA games on the go. That's what the whole thing was, but obviously that didn't turn out too well.
nah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they tried to do that. They tried to do that crossover, didn't they, from the PS4? Like if you're playing on the PS4 on the TV, the PS Vita would allow. If someone wanted to watch the TV, the PS4 would allow you to play the game that you were playing on the PS4 on the PS4.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, that sounded like a great idea, but I just don't know how many people actually used it or even paid attention to that.
I mean, it was a marketing ploy, I think, from Sony, but nah.
I mean, there's going to be a problem. I mean, it's going to be the same thing when I'm looking at the PlayStation VR. In theory, it sounds great, but how many people are going to spend the money, or let alone use it?
Well, that's the other thing as well. How many households have got 3 TVs or 4 TVs in the house?
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, I have a smart TV. That's the thing.
You know, that to me from Sony was a little bit too stupid, because considering, yeah, you got a TV in the front room, but a lot of people nowadays have got TVs in their own rooms. You know what I mean? And it's just like, well, what's the point of them crossing the game over to the PS Vita when they can take the console into their room and play it on their own TV?
Yeah, I'm just not sold on it yet. I just think, I mean, I hope maybe it will work, but given how, like with the Move and all that stuff, I just don't know if it will really take off or not. At least that's how I'm looking at it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, out of
the same thing. I mean, there were many ideas that never took off. The e-reader for the Game Boy Advance, the Virtual Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And like I posted on the Secret Society of Gamers, I mean, currently right now I'm playing The Evil Within, which is pretty much better than most of the Resident Evil games that have been coming out.
I have actually heard a lot about that game. I was going to buy it the other day, but I'm very skeptical on it, because when I know people have got their own opinions, but I'm curious about it, to be quite honest.
Well, I think it's better than a lot of the Resident Evil games that have come out. I mean, it has its problems, but the atmosphere's there, the mood's there, the control's fine. So I think if you liked Resident Evil 4 or the atmosphere in the old Resident Evil games, then you'll probably like The Evil Within.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been playing. I've been playing that until dawn. You know what I mean? So that was quite kind of brilliant. It's genius the way they've done it. I know there was a lot of complaints about it, but I don't understand why they complain about it, because that game was spot on. You know what I mean? The whole story, the graphic line, the atmosphere of it, even the sound when you're walking through the snow. You know what I mean? You could actually hear the crunching sound of them walking.
Well, I think some of the complaint was that the protagonist, if I'm saying that right, wasn't as interesting or something like that. I think that's one of the complaints.
That's the thing. Until Dawn didn't have a protagonist.
Okay, well, I haven't played Until Dawn yet, but I've heard about it. It's supposed to be like a homage to those campy movies from like the 90s, like Scream and all that.
Yeah, it's got that kind of because it's based. The whole story is kind of based on a movie mogul, horror movie mogul, and most of it's based on like stories around that, but there is a twist in the story, because what you think is going on is not the full story, and it's like it's like a horror. It's like basically like a horror film with a twist, but with a butterfly effect. Every choice that you make has consequences later on.
Yeah, I've heard some. Yeah, and there are other games that have that as well. I mean, there's BioShock is one example.
Yeah.
Another game was for the Wii, the Disney's Epic Mickey as well.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's worth checking out. So like,
Go ahead.
the trophies are a lot easier to get actually with that one. It's not really that complicated with the trophies on it, because I sailed right through that easy within 2 days. You know what I mean, with the trophies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not looking that, but I've heard it's like, is it mostly quick time events and all that?
It's not all quick time. It kind of makes you think on your feet. So it's not like button pressing. You know, when you got the quick time, you've got to press the X or the thing like that. You know what I mean? That's only when you're doing climbing or anything like that. But there are moments, choices that you can take your time at to make the choice. But there are moments that you've got to think on your feet when making a choice.
Yeah, because one of the games that came out earlier this year that had quick time events was the Order 1886, and that game was an example of style over substance. I mean, it was overhyped, and people were excited for it, and then the YouTube video came out, and it went all downhill for that game very quickly.
Yeah, I kind of noticed. That's why I didn't buy it. Apparently, the 5 hour rumor everyone was going on about was a lie, because I found out it was about 8 hours gameplay complete, but then you had cutscenes in with that, so you're only looking at about 6 hours of gameplay in it, and I thought, sod that, I'm not paying 55 quid for a game, you know what I mean?
Well, I think a lot of people claim there was no replayability and all that, and that the only replayability were the trophies, and that was pretty much it. I mean, I like the idea and the concept, but I think that YouTube video, and I think how Ready at Dawn handled it, I think it just went downhill very quickly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Should have done a lot more with that game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think what helped Sony, at least in their first party part for the PS4, was Bloodborne. That was the game that really is what they really needed as far as first party goes.
I've heard that game is very hard.
Very hard, but I like it though. I think it plays better than the Dark Souls games.
Well, fuck, I can't get on with Dark Souls.
I heard that.
I like. I mean, it has a good Resident Evil 4 vibe to it. I mean, and I've been playing it. I mean, yes, it's hard, but I've enjoyed it though.
Yeah. What were you saying, Zodiac?
Oh, can you repeat that again?
I was saying that that Bloodborne, yeah, it is hard, but
can you repeat that again?
Some videos that most people were saying like that you really have to get used to like the game itself, and you also have to really start thinking on your feet a bit.
Yeah. Can you hear Zodiac?
Oh, it was Zodiac?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What system is that on?
It's on PlayStation 4. Bloodborne. It's on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it's just that the game I've heard it's kind of like not as hard. I've heard it's not as hard as Dark Souls was, because I played a bit of Dark Souls, and that game I couldn't even get on with it.
Oh, okay. So, but what system is that game on? Like, is it on Xbox?
That's on the PS4. Not PS4, PS3. That game was.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. I may have not tried that one.
Because it was extremely hard. It's one of those games that's very frustrating, even though they did say at the start when it like got launched, if you don't mind dying a lot, you'll kind of get on with the game. But it's a very frustrating game, because you get to a certain point, there's no save point, so if you die, you end up going right back to the beginning again, and having to go through it all again.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with Bloodborne. I mean, if you die, you do lose your stuff, but it compels you to keep on going and try again and try maybe a different approach or something.
It's really hard though. Very.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all for challenging games, but when a game starts to frustrate me, that's it. I'll put it down.
All right. One of the games also for the Wii U I'm playing is Super Mario Maker. I've posted several levels that I've made and all.
What is that? Is that actually just like a is that actual proper game, or is that like a building type of level build?
It's a mixture of both. It takes the idea of Mario Paint, but you actually make your own levels.
Oh, right, okay. So it's kind of like Little Big Planet.
Yeah. One thing I noticed is that in order to upload a level, you have to actually beat the level you created. So you can't like create a trolling level and piss people off.
Yeah, I can't notice. Some people have actually been doing that, making levels absolutely impossible to play.
True, but someone had to beat that level somehow. So.
Yeah. I mean, someone put a load of, they like Game Mario when you jump across the lava, and then they put those bloody fireballs that jump out the lava sort of thing. Someone put a bloody hell of a, like 20 of them jumping up, and I'm like, how the hell can you get past that? You know what I mean? When you're doing like that, but yeah.
Well, I made some levels that makes it a little bit difficult to jump and all that, a little bit challenging here and there.
It's crack me up. People do that.
I heard that Super Mario Maker was fun.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen some that, there are some challenging ones, but like I said before, they had to beat it before they could even upload it onto the servers for people to try.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else am I also playing? Say Evil Within. Borderlands Handsome Collection, that's another one I've been playing.
Never actually played that one.
The Borderlands games, I think, as far as first-person shooters go, they're one of the few that I really like. I'm not into the Call of Duty ones. I prefer Borderlands over Call of Duty any day.
Yeah.
I think COD is
cel-shaded. It's very fun. The Handsome Collection, I think, is Borderlands the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2 with all of the DLCs. I also gotten back into Destiny as well.
Oh, I can't stand that game.
Really? I think the Taken King DLC really improved a lot of areas.
Yeah, but it's like putting a Band-Aid on an open wound.
I mean, I look at it, it's the shot in the arm that that Destiny should have had at the beginning when the game launched last year. Yeah,
as I was saying to Zodiac and the other member of our team, Wade, the other day about this on our first I think it was our first podcast. I think it was.
Yeah, it was on the first podcast.
Yeah. I know. I mean, the loot system's better. It makes it less. The leveling up is better, so it makes grinding less of a pain than it was before.
I mean, it's just. It's what we said. Well, I said on the first part of our podcast.
I'm doing that.
The other day. I think I don't know. Is it Activision that Destiny?
Yeah, Activision and Bungie.
Yeah, I think they're underhanded with that crap because it's like I said the other podcast. It's like they brought out the entire they brought out the game first of all, and they made it a shoddy story. Then they started giving the DLCs, which cost about £40 each. And I looked at it and I kind of worked it out, and it's about £120 they've spent so far, right? Players so far on that game. Then having to pay another 30-odd quid for Taken King, for them to only just bring out the entire full game with all the DLCs for only 40 quid. And I kind of I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, well, why didn't you do that in the first place?
I know. I mean, the problem with Destiny was that they based it on hype that sell it.
Mm.
And what happened was and the problem was people were treating it like it was the second coming of Jesus, and when the game came out, it didn't turn out as what they had hoped for.
Yeah.
I mean, I played the beta, and I didn't hate the game, but I didn't think it was anything special as some people were portraying it as.
No, I played because a mate of mine, well, former mate of mine, was playing. And I thought, oh, sod it, I'll go and get it. Started playing it, got to like level 18, but then it's the constant like doing the same thing day in, day out. Like, I got bored with it.
Alright, well, I mean, everyone has a different view. I think the Taken King fixes a lot of the problems, and I've gotten back into it, and I now enjoy it more than I did when it came out, though.
Mm.
I mean, also, off gaming topic, I mean, I am looking forward to 2 movies that will be coming out over the holidays. I'm looking forward to.
Which ones?
The Force Awakening, of course.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
And
Star Wars.
of course,
Man.
the Apollo Creed movie, the Rocky spinoff.
Ah, yeah, I've heard a lot about that. Apparently,
What, Apollo Creed movie? What?
Yeah, so those are the 2. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, his son.
Heard about that one.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is playing Apollo Creed's son. He gets into a lot of trouble, but then Stallone becomes. No, Stallone obviously in the previous films he was the boxer. He's now taken over Mickey's role as the mentor and the trainer. So basically, Creed is Apollo Creed's son.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, those are the 2 I'm sort of looking forward to. I mean, the last one I saw, Rocky Balboa. I mean, I liked it. I mean, some people complained that it's not the old Rocky, but that was the whole point of Rocky Balboa. I mean, he's acknowledged, look, I'm old. I'm not the same Rocky as I once was.
He's still good punch though.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
just
yo, he
not
can
the
still,
Rocky from Rocky 1 or anything.
Yeah.
he can still whoop some butt though. But now the movie,
And of course,
it was a
I've
good.
been for TV shows. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm going into season 3. Looking forward to that one.
What show was that?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh yeah, I saw the first episode.
Right. Let's see. Second season of Gotham, of course.
Yeah.
And of course, I've been watching the Muppets.
There's been a lot of controversial about that.
It's a stupid, controversial stuff. I mean,
I know, it's all over friggin' Miss Piggy and friggin' Kermit splitting up, and apparently this new cute-looking pig. I'm not going to say, so it's just like, what the fuck? It's like I thought to myself, yeah, these are kind of slubbery, but how the hell was that news? It's like,
I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's a bunch of right-wingers getting their panties tied in a knot over this. I mean, the show's not bad. I mean, it's not. I won't. Yes, it's targeted to the older audience, but it's not inappropriate. I mean, they're not like saying.
I'm not being funny on, but this new generation of people, they don't know what the Muppets were. It was a kids show back in the 80s.
Actually, my dad told me that it's sort of like a kids show, but at the same time, there's stuff adults would understand. I mean,
yeah.
If you remember Batman the Animated Series, that was a kids show, but there was a lot of stuff that even adults can understand.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what the Muppets were, and they were funny back in the day. They basically made a comeback about 2 years ago. You know what I mean, with their first film, because they went off air after a while. But they used to have celebrities coming on and stuff like that. They used to be the #1 show every Saturday to watch. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I'm giving this show a chance. I liked the first 2 episodes. I gave Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a chance when the first season came out, and I'm going to give this one a chance.
Mm.
Well, Brian, I really agree with you on that, man. I mean,
All right, let's see, what else? Like I said, I've also been collecting, like the amiibos as well. I've got the 8-bit Mario. I just recently got the Retro 3-pack.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any luck with amiibos? Anything you've collected or anything?
I barely collect any.
Barely collect any. I know.
The only thing I've really kept from the PS3 is the Mass Effect trilogy. That's about it. That's the only game that I actually play on the PS3, because most of the other games I've got are on the PS4. So, but I'm more, as a collector, I'm more of a DVD collector than I am a game collector, really, to be quite honest.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm more of a, even though I own a PS4 and a Vita, I'm more of a Nintendo fan. Not a fanboy, but a fan. And
yeah.
The amiibos interest me a lot, though. You just gotta find the right time, know the right people to get them, and just know how much you're willing to spend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
There was one person I saw on Amazon that wanted to sell a gold Mario amiibo, which was only available at Walmart here in the U.S. for about $500.
Wow.
Damn.
Brian, are you kidding me? $500?
Yeah, that's right. $500 for something that usually costs like what, $12 or something.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
Oh my God, Brian!
Then there's a guy who pre-ordered 40 Rosalinas, and his excuse was, I don't like the character design, so I'm pre-ordering 40 so no one can have them.
500 quid, man. That is just. I'm actually shocked with that.
Oh,
Wow.
Hey.
That's amazing.
Hey,
Brian.
rare runs. I mean, I'll usually collect two, one to keep in the box and one to open.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm not gonna buy. But what would I do with 40? I mean, what's the point?
Oh, don't seriously. When it comes to when people collecting DVDs, right? And I don't know why they do it, but they get two versions of it. They get two versions of a film, and I'm thinking, well, what was the point of getting two versions of the film if you only need one? And it's just.
All right. Well, yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's very true.
All right. Let's see. Let's see what else.
There's actually there's a couple of series I've been watching at the moment. I wasn't impressed actually with Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I wasn't really impressed with the first episode.
Well, I have to say, the first couple of episodes on season 1 got off to basically a very rough start. They weren't perfect, but they didn't exactly deliver the kind of message people were hoping for, a TV show within the whole movie universe. And then you had the episode that premiered after Thor, which had the right idea, but just wasn't executed as well.
No, I did actually notice they tried to.
True. But I think season 2 is really starting to.
Right. But however, the show did eventually turn around. Once Coulson discovered what Project Tahiti was, the show started to pick up, and then when episode Turn aired, which happened after the events of Captain America Winter Soldier, that's where I felt Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. really took off.
Yeah.
I have actually noticed it has it's improved quite a lot since then, especially with the first episode of season 3.
Right, and since then I felt the show has found its place. I mean, it took a little while, but it eventually did. I mean, eventually found its spot, though.
It's kind of like that with Arrow. A lot of people, well, I don't know, probably not a lot of people know about the series, but that first episode, that got me hooked. Straight off the bat. You know what I mean? Absolutely brilliant the way they did it. I don't know whether they were following the mythology of Green Arrow, but
yeah,
I like the style of the way they done it. They started off with obviously him being on the island,
Right.
Huh? Right.
And him having to, obviously, he's a billionaire playboy, but he doesn't have any skills or anything like that. But the island itself made him who he was. You know what I mean?
Oh
That's
yeah.
love. That's why I love Arrow, because at the moment it's really taken off, and they've got the new they got the new spin-off series coming soon as well, haven't they? With Legends of Tomorrow.
Right, and also, they also had The Flash, which really has done well, too.
Oh yeah, I love that series.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, like I said with Agent Shield, it took a while, but it found its mark, and I'm hoping for, with Season 3, with the Secret Wars, I hope we get some clues to the upcoming Captain America Civil War as well.
Have you been watching the Walking Dead series?
I try to catch up on it. I mean, if not, I always catch up on it on, like, Netflix, too.
I'm kind of wondering whether it's starting to fall flat, though, because I don't know how far they could take that series, to be quite honest.
Well, I mean, you could say the same thing about The Simpsons. I just recently read that after season 30, they might, the show maybe, that's it. They're going to end the show after that.
Well, to be honest, the film kind of killed that series.
Well, I mean, as much as I don't want The Simpsons to go, I can understand why. I mean, it's reaching a point where, they've done all they could. It feels like it's time that they want to, end it on a high note or something.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's the same thing with Hugh Jackman. He's going to retire from Wolverine after the third Wolverine movie. I know some people don't like that, but...
That's kind of a shame, because they got an opportunity there to make an R-rated Wolverine film.
Well, yeah, but...
See, I think...
Yeah, I know, but he feels like he wants to move on to do other things, so I can't really argue against that. I mean, you could say that, we're getting an R-rated Deadpool movie.
Well, yeah, true.
That's true. I'm actually quite glad they decided to do that.
Yeah, and I think, Ray Reynolds is going to... in my opinion, I saw the X-Men Origin Wolverine movie, and while I didn't think Deadpool was perfect, I saw the potential there.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that potential pays off in this Deadpool movie.
I mean, they originally were going to do it at 12A, and I said straight away, no, do not do that, because if they did that, they would completely kill the character. You know what I mean? A 12A is too tame for his character. There's no way they could put the amount of foul language that Deadpool brings out, you know what I mean, and the sexual endos or whatever you call them, you know what I mean. You wouldn't be able to put that in a 12A. Not a chance in hell. You know what I mean?
I assume what you call 12A there, we call PG-13 over here.
Yeah, it's tame. It's like it's like watching a teenage film.
You know I mean, yeah, but I'm glad they're making it R-rated. The question is, will it click with audience? That's the thing.
I think fans will actually love it, because if it's with an R-rated certificate, it allows the film to go full completely out adult, without having corrections. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and with the Deadpool movie coming out, I just learned that they're going to remaster the Deadpool video game that came out on the 360 and the PS3.
Yeah, it's coming to Xbox One and PS4.
Yep. You know what? I'll wait. Depending on the price, I'll determine whether I will get it or not. I don't know if I'm going to spend a whole lot of money on it, though. I heard the game was good, but not exactly great or anything.
No, I read it was funny.
It was funny?
Yeah, I heard it was funny also.
Okay, well, I mean, I might take a look at it. I mean, one remaster game that's coming out that I might look at is the Darksider 2 one.
Darksider. Oh, yeah. I don't. To be quite honest, I think someone should take over that franchise, because I was at THQ went out of business, didn't they, a couple of years back? That's
right. Yes, but I think a company called Nordic Games picked up the rights.
Oh, thank God for that.
Oh yes,
so
yes.
Right now, I know, for what I understand and for what I've read, they're saying it's going to be like, I think like $30 and it will have all the DLCs. At least that's what I've read. I cannot 100% know for sure if that's what's going to be or not.
Well, they're actually pretty. To be quite honest, they're actually really good games because I played the first one, which was War, and then I played the second one, which was Death.
Oh yeah, I mean I've played them. I mean they're good games, but I can't help but feel like when you play them, it's like, okay, that part's God of War, that's part Zelda, and so on.
Mm.
I mean, so you could easily point out like, yeah, this feels like Zelda, this feels like God of War, this feels like Maximo Ghost of Glories, if you remember that from the PS2 era.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a bad game. It's just that you could easily point out like they took this from that game and that game, so on.
I think a lot of companies do that though.
I mean, yeah, true. I mean, recently I wrote a review for Mad Max and pointed that out, that it's a good game, but it feels like you've done this before. You can easily spot like, okay, feels like Arkham Knights. This feels like Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Most games are like other games.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was also, I think a while back, PlayStation released, the PlayStation All-Star Battles. I mean, people were like saying like it's like Smash Brothers, and it is, but I mean they could have at least put something unique that makes it a little bit different than Smash Brothers, though.
Yeah, I kind of did notice that because I played it once.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not against them competing against Smash Brothers. I mean, I know there were some diehard Nintendo fans that didn't like that, but I'm not against them. But at least come up with something unique, though.
Yeah, I do admit, most of these games need to be unique, but then I don't know. I think it's probably down to developers and not really being lazy sometimes. But
Well, I mean, lazy, yes. I mean, look at the PC version of Arkham Knights. Look how lazy that was.
Yeah, that was a total disaster.
Right. And from what I heard, it's going to be they're bringing it back on Steam, and I'm like, okay, the console version came out in May. Now we're getting the PC version in October. It's like,
yeah.
I think most people have given up on the PC version already by now.
I think they took it off Steam because of the glitches it was having. Apparently, it was crashing all the time. I don't know if you saw Angry Joe's video on that.
Yes. Oh yeah, I did. I mean, I've seen Rich from Review Tech USA's videos on it. But I think the thing that really, now I'm not a PC gamer, but I'm against anti-consumerism, and I think the thing that really upsets me is the fact that they knew that there was a problem with the game, but they shipped it anyway.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Right, and I think it was because of Steam refund that forced them into this position.
Yeah.
They should have just worked on the game.
Another game that's recently being criticized is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
Yeah, I'm not really into those games.
That game right there, I mean,
but the amount of bugs and glitches in that one. I mean, I've seen videos of it. It's like you shipped it in that condition, and now you're saying, "Oh, we're going to release a patch. It's coming." It's like, I mean, look, I understand patches and updates might be needed in some occasion, but when I pay for a video game, I expect it to at least work.
Oh yeah, I lose my temper with stuff, right? Especially when things don't work properly. But I've never ever seen Angry Joe lose his temper that much in a video.
Oh, I've seen him lose some of his temper. I mean, some of his reviews I agree with, some of it not so much. I mean, one of my criticisms about the review of Arkham Knights was that when they did the review, they gave it a low score. They didn't bother, scoring the console version or the PZ version separate.
No.
I mean, each version is going to run a little differently. I mean, I can understand you criticizing the PC version, but to give it a low score, give all the versions a low score and not, give each version a separate score. I mean, I think that's ridiculous, though.
Yeah, it sounds ridiculous.
I think the story based on that game, though, is slightly predictable in a way, really.
No, it is. I mean, I still like the game, But I feel like thanks to the PC version, the debacle with the PC version, and the criticism about the season pass and the DLCs, I think that's what people are going to remember Arkham Knights more of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with Assassin's Creed Unity. I mean, people will remember Assassin's Creed Unity not only for its bugs and glitches, but also the fact that they used the review embargo to try to cover it up.
Well, see now, I think
Same with Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyrics as well.
it's a good game, but it may have glitches here and there, but overall, it's still a good game. Even though they had, rushed it, even though they could have taken some time with the game and actually.
Are you still here?
Yeah.
You having connection problems?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what were you saying, Zodiac?
Yeah, I was
saying, it's the same thing with, Assassin's Creed Unity and Sonic Boom, how those games were buggy and glitches, and how they used the review embargo to try to cover it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the reasons why I'm not buying Assassin's Creed Syndicate right away, because I don't know if that game's going to be Unity all over again, although based on some of the previews that have come out, some are saying that it's going to be like that, although who knows until the game comes out, really.
What are you saying, Zodiac?
I was saying that...
Zodiac? No, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was saying that I think Assassin's Creed Syndicate might actually be real good, but they have been bugs and glitches. They have been talking about that.
Have you gotten the Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain one yet?
Well, I haven't played the game yet, but I have heard that the game is really good, though. Because that's one game
Still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. That's one game that I am going to buy.
Did you hear him? Oh.
I'm here.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Metal Gear Solid is not... The only thing that put me off was what they did with the demo. That's the only thing that really annoyed me with that.
Well, I think a lot of people were put off also, there was the microtransactions and the fact that this is really going to be the last Metal Gear Solid game we're going to really get. Because, I mean, you probably are aware about Konami and how it's just gone all downhill from them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I fear that we're going to see the next Metal Gear game. I fear that we're going to see it on iPhones or iPads, and it's going to be microtransactions everywhere.
That's what I think they did. They did that on purpose. They brought out one mission game that you could do in less than 5 hours, and they're charging you £50 for it. And I thought, really?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I said that in the first podcast that we done. You know what I mean? It's just that really that type of thing winds me up. If you're going to bring out a game that's only an hour, 5 hours long, don't charge over the top money.
Yeah, I know. I mean, don't charge so much money for. I mean, yeah, I know. I agree. I think they did that with also. I think there was the other Metal Gear that came out that was an hour long or something.
Can't remember which one that one was.
I believe it was.
You could it took place I think at Gitmo or something.
I think so. I don't think it was Snake Eater.
No.
Yeah, Eater.
No, but I think people were complaining that it was only an hour long. That was it. It was basically they were paying money for a tech demo.
That's just shoddy.
I tell you the truth, man. Yeah. Some people just complain about it.
Yeah, that is shoddy. Have you backed any Kickstarter projects before?
No.
I've backed several. Just recently, I've backed Ukulele, the one from Playtonics that they're working on.
All right.
And the other one is the spiritual successor to Symphony of the Night, Bloodstain's Night of the Ritual.
Wow.
The ukulele one I'm looking forward to. It's it's a 3D platformer. It's made by the old Rare, you know, the ones that did the Donkey Kong Country, the Banjo-Kazooie games.
Oh, right, yeah.
And the Bloodstained one is made by the same person who did, you know, Castlevania Symphony of the Nights, one of the favorite Castlevania games out there.
They were cool games, actually. I did like them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, those are the ones that I have backed before. And those are the ones that where Kickstarters are done right, though.
Oh.
And then there are some that have been done wrong, like Red Ash.
Mm.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Let's see, what else? Okay.
A lot of these games are like some of the games are pretty rushed.
Oh yeah, I mean some of these games are pretty rushed, but some of these games, like I've seen on Kickstarters, I mean they show that a lot of these people definitely have passion and definitely have shown it. I mean, Shovel Knight is a great example of that.
Yeah.
I mean, they just recently released the Shadows of the Plague one DLC, and just recently they announced that there will be a Shovel Knight amiibo.
Mm. It's actually something I wanted to bring up because, well, Zodiac said it earlier on about Microsoft.
Microsoft?
This latest deal, the latest deal that they've just done with Havoc.
Yeah, I just recently read about that. Supposedly they're still going to license out the Havoc engine. So
yeah, in other words, Microsoft. I know Havoc is a publisher, and I know they do certain graphics for certain games.
Yes, for what I understand, the upcoming Uncharted 4 Thief End will use the Havoc engine.
Yeah, this is the thing that really winds me out. This is the thing that I'm more concerned with, because I know I've seen how corrupt. I'm not saying Sony isn't corrupt, but I've seen how Microsoft can get underhanded with their policies. So with this, if like Sony wants a game done and they need Havoc, they are going to have to pay money to Microsoft to have it done because they own the company. This is where I feel like Microsoft can basically screw over Sony.
I can see something like that happening, though. I mean, but I also have to give Microsoft credit because they really have turned the Xbox One around, though.
Mm.
I mean, I gotta give Phil Spencer credit for really turning it around after the 2 years debacle that they pulled off with the whole DRM, the used games, and the infamous, if you don't have an internet connection, we have a system for you. It's the 360. Yes, that was the statement one of their CEOs made before Phil Spencer joined.
Well, see, I think that what Microsoft had did.
Yeah, I can understand your concern about the Havoc thing. I mean, it has all the makings of Microsoft screwing over Sony.
Mm.
Yeah. That's one thing that
Microsoft, they said that they will continue to license the engines out, so we'll see how this turns out, though.
I can guarantee it's going to cause problems because it's I can see one delay after another with this happening, and I think with companies like Havoc, these type of things should stay like on neutral ground or have Microsoft and Sony paying into them, so it's half and half, not one company just owning it. If you know what I mean.
I don't disagree, but whether you like it or not, obviously Havoc saw something and they said, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I can see this really. I can see Microsoft saying, all right, right now we're not gonna lend this. We're gonna keep all the graphics side to ourselves. This is what I'm starting to see, because all I'm seeing from fair enough that Phil Spencer is trying his hardest to bring back the Xbox back from when it first started, which was complete and utter disaster.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially even with obviously they had the problems with the 360 with the what they call the red circle of death. You know what I mean? The red ring, but
the red ring of death.
Yeah, that was only due to overheating, which caused, obviously that caused damage to the company just with that alone. Then they bring out the Xbox One, and everyone's all excited and all this lot. Then at E3, all they talk about is sports and apps. And I'm like thinking, well, where's the games? You know what I mean? That for Microsoft damaged them a little bit more further. And I think it's why they're they are slowly getting, slowly getting the sales back, but I'm starting to notice a little bit drop in their sales.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I think that, yeah, they certainly have made some improvements. I mean, their whole idea was this all-in-one approach, and obviously the way they presented it and the way they sold it didn't sit well with a lot of consumers. I mean, consumers remembered what happened with SimCity and the always online thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember reading I remember reading this in a military newspaper that one of the criticisms is that if you have to check in every time, what, are you going to tell your commanding officer, I need to be removed from the combat zone so I could check into my Xbox One?
Yeah, that won't go down well.
No, and if it requires an internet connection and you're in a war zone with no internet connection, well, you're screwed. You can't play your system then.
No.
True.
I think that was completely stupid.
Right, so... yeah, but I will say Microsoft certainly has turned around the Xbox One and has done a better job with it, more than, I hate to say this as a Nintendo fan, Nintendo has done with the Wii U.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've had discussions about this before on a podcast. We're starting to feel like Nintendo's, because these guys brought back the industry after Atari completely and utterly destroyed it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
The crap, you know what I mean, back in the 80s. But now, Nintendo used to be the number one, but now they've literally dropped so far back, and I'm thinking, well, you should be up where Xbox and Sony should be right now, but you're not. You're going way back, and what the hell are they doing wrong to go that far back? And it's just...
Well, one of the problems, I think, to me, the problems goes as far back as to the Wii, because they were chasing a market, the casual market, and unfortunately, the casual market was not there to carry the weight of the Wii U.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, at first they tried to, with the Wii U, they tried to say, we want to bring the hardcore gamers in. But the hardcore gamers sort of moved on to the Xbox and the PlayStation. Then they tried going to the casual market, but the casual market moved on to the smartphones and the tablets. So unfortunately, they were caught between a rock and a hard place.
Well, most of the hardcore gamers are on PC as well, so...
Yeah. And unfortunately, not even Smash Brothers and Mario Kart or even Mario Maker, despite being great games, despite helping the Wii U, wasn't enough to push the Wii U out. I mean, just recently it just reached 10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why, and judging by their E3 showing, something tells me that, and although I could be wrong, something tells me that they are going to try to push the NX out sometime next year.
They seriously do, and I'm sure Zodiac would agree with me here, that they need a console that needs to push themselves a lot higher in the market, because the amount of mistakes I've noticed they keep making is pushing them further and further down. Yeah, they make more sales on the 3DS.
Right.
But the console side is lacking in sales, and I'm like, well, you need to stop concentrating on the 3DS and start making a console that actually brings you back out of that stump.
Right, and that's where the whole theory and rumors going around that people believe, including me, believe that the NX is going to be some sort of combination with their handheld and console, because recently they merged their handheld and console division into one.
They need to do something, because I've looked at the financial charts of their company, and the company's only worth like 2.1. I don't know if it's billion or million.
Well, they have enough money to survive, but my big concern is that sooner or later it's going to eat through their safety nets, and no amount of their 3DS or Amiibos are going to save them.
Yeah, I've noticed the financial chart from Nintendo. It's poor. It really is poor.
Well, and the thing that bothers me is that they're going into with the NX in the weakest position. I mean, they're really going to have to convince people why buying an NX is worth your time and all.
Mm.
I mean, first-party games are good, but even Smash Bros. And Mario Kart weren't enough to push the Wii U out. It wasn't enough to save the Wii U. Even Mario Maker, which actually uses the gamepad, something that should have been there in the beginning of the Wii U's life cycle, even that's not going to save the Wii U.
No. I think their biggest problem they're doing is they're concentrating too much on family-orientated console, which is fair enough, but they need to start looking at the older generation as well, because that alone, with the obviously being a family console, they need to, like, which I've noticed over the years, they're too much family. They need to bring in games that are more adult
Older?
play. Yeah, more older gamers can play, if you know what I mean.
Well, it's not that. I mean, I'm not saying like Mario needs to carry a gun or anything.
No, I'm not saying that. No.
No, but I think that they need to broaden their demographic. I mean, kids aren't the only people that play video games nowadays. It's not like it was in the 80s and 90s.
No.
I mean, also you also got to bear in mind women are playing video games as well, so they need to broaden their demographics more than just family oriented. I think Bayonetta 2 is a good step in the right direction, but I think more needs to be done.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Nintendo. When it comes to quality, value, and content, that's what they get right the most. But when it comes to their marketing and advertising and delivering a message, that's been their biggest weakness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've heard like they're struggling in the UK. I mean, like they're having a hard time selling the Wii U in the UK.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one, Brian.
I mean, so I hope that the NX turns out. I hope they're able to convince people to buy the NX, but I'm a little concerned that they're going to repeat the same mistake and they're going to put themselves in the same situation again, because if people feel that the NX is like the Wii U, they're going to figure, why should I buy an NX then? Why should I buy it right now? Why not just wait until Mario Kart or Smash Brothers comes out for the NX?
Very true.
Right, so I mean, that's my. Look, I like Nintendo, but I'm very concerned. And as much as I respect the late Shigeru Iwata, I feel that a lot of the decisions he made put Nintendo in the situation they're in right now.
Yeah, they definitely need to change. The company really does need to push itself and turn itself around, because in the next few years, we can start to see Nintendo going out.
Well, what I'm concerned is with the NX. When the NX comes out, you know very well Sony's going to make. At some point, they'll announce the PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of people keep on saying that it ain't gonna be a PlayStation 5. Oh yeah, we hear you.
I think the PS5 shouldn't be out yet.
No, it's not out yet, but you know they're working on it.
I don't think they should be doing that. Yeah, obviously it's going to take them a while to build, but
well, their R&D, their R&D.
I know, but just my concern is when the NX is announced, at some point, I don't know when, but at some point they could announce the PlayStation 5 or the successor to the Xbox One, and that might think and once again people will criticize, oh, Nintendo's behind the times and all.
Listen, now, one thing about Nintendo, they don't want to change. They really don't.
That's definitely true.
Yeah, so that's my very big concern. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but they're not going into the NX in the strongest position right now.
Listen, now one thing that I did here.
My fingers are crossed on for them. I want them. I like Nintendo. I've always been a Nintendo fan. I love their games. I want them to succeed, but I am worried about some of the decisions they've made.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, true.
All right, so I mean, but I mean, the biggest disappointment, of course, is that Star Fox got delayed.
Yeah, I kind of heard about that.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, look, I have confidence that the delay will be worth it and that the game will be fine. But they're at the same time, they're not. Other than Mario Maker and Xenoblade Chronicle X, which I think is more of a niche game, they don't really have a good holiday lineup unless they're counting on indie games or anything.
Oh, bloody hate indie games.
Really? Because I think there are some good indie games out there. There are some pretty fun. There are some pretty good ones.
Well, being on the PS4, it's kind of annoying. They're getting really poor indie games every month. Yeah, I know, I understand that the PS4's only just come out, but I'm starting to feel that they could stop doing games on the PS3 and basically port all those PS3 games over to the PS4.
Yeah, I mean, we're reaching a point where I think more and more people are going to get the PS4, so why continue supporting the PS3? I mean...
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. The article that Zodiac posted on the page the other day about, what was it you posted?
I'm not sure. What was it exactly you posted? I'm not sure what he posted.
Oh, man, I don't forgot that quick.
That thing about PS3 that
Oh yeah.
Div 12 or something you put something about.
Yeah.
Something about DX12 coming to the PS3, and I'm thinking, well, if you're putting that in the PS3, what the hell are you doing? It's like you've just brought out a PS4. Why are you not putting that DX12 in the freaking PS4?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know why they're doing that. I mean, it would make more. And I've heard like DX12 is not as. I mean, some people made a big deal about DX12, and it's not as. And from what I understand, it's not as big of a deal as many people claim it was.
No, all it is basically. It's just a program that allows communication between certain programs in your system to run a lot better without running into glitches or walls or anything like that. That's all that is. It's not going to improve your graphics or anything like that. It's just going to help the system run a bit better.
All right. Well, I mean, I mean that's the whole point. But people are treating that. Oh, DX12 is going to make your gameplay look great. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be wonderful.
That's what these people don't understand. It's like I've got a PC right next to me, right?
All right.
It's got a DDR3 RAM in it, which is a middle range, obviously a middle range graphics card, obviously RAM for the graphics card in there, right? That's,
all right.
That same one, right? That's in the Xbox One.
Oh, okay. So it's in the.
They're saying, right, that the Direct 12 will push the graphics a lot higher than that. And now I'm thinking, well, if they wanted to do that, why they would have to rebuild the bloody Xbox One, put in a higher DDR bloody RAM in there for it to cope with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, console and PCs are much different. Okay,
yeah.
I'm not a PC gamer, but I acknowledge that PC will always have the advantage because graphically you can always update, your system and all. You can't do that. You can't do that with a console.
No.
I mean, for the PS4, Xbox One, and the Wii U, the graphics are what they are. Okay, they're not going to add a new chip and make suddenly do all this and that. I mean, if you want to add chips and make your game look super great, then go with PC. But when you buy a console, you know what you're going to get. It is what it is.
Mm.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I'm not expecting they're going to put DX12 in a Wii U right now or anything like that.
It's just, these people just don't understand. Like, sometimes you just want to like get your head and just like smash it against the wall when they say things like that. You know what I mean?
Well, most of it is really fanboyism. That's what it really is.
I mean, for God's sake, if you actually done a little research on a DivX, all it is just a program that allows the system to run a lot smoother. That's all it does do. Because without it, if you've got higher programs, your system's not going to run very well because you're on a lower DivX. Every year with Microsoft, when they update their Windows on the PC, they have to update the DivX because it coincides with the software, which allows it. But you got lower DivX with a higher system, with new software, it's not going to work as well.
True.
You know what I mean?
I mean, look, I'm not a PC expert, but yeah, I mean, I just think that anytime people say, "Oh, this chip's going to do this and that," even though I'm not a PC expert, I am kind of wondering, there's more to it than what they're claiming.
Yeah.
I mean, so like, anytime some people say, anytime some people say, this chip's going to do this and that, it's going to make my system better than your system, and I'm thinking, really? Really?
Mm. It's like with the cloud as well, where it's just... it's not built into the console. It's on a bloody PC server.
Okay, well, again, I don't know PCs, but I wouldn't be... If it's built for the PC, then yeah, then it's built for the PC, even though I'm not a PC kind of a person. I mean, I have an iMac, but I really don't game on PC. To me, gaming is either handhelds or consoles.
Well, from what I've read, the cloud system is basically running off a PC server, right? It allows the Xbox One to play games graphically par with the PS4 at the moment. I mean, that's what the cloud is. But the system that the Xbox One has doesn't have the power to push the graphics like the PS4. This is why they've got the cloud system. Cloud system takes over what the Xbox One can't handle. That's really what the cloud is.
Oh, really? Because I know the PS4 has a cloud system, but I think it's mostly for saving your games or something, saving data or that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, aren't they trying to do that with the PlayStation Now?
I think they might be doing it. That's what they might be doing.
I believe so.
Because that thing, PlayStation Now, that has not even taken off very well. I mean, I like the idea, but with the recent rumors about a BioShock collection, BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite, why would I want to pay for a monthly subscription to play BioShock Infinite off of PlayStation Now, which doesn't have any of the DLCs, when I could just buy the remaster version if this rumor turns out to be true?
Yeah.
I think they might
actually... Makes the whole... I like the idea of PlayStation Now, but with games like the BioShock and Saints Row the 4 out, what's the point playing those games off of the PlayStation Now when I could just buy the remaster version and just play that, running at 1080p, 60 frames per second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I again, that's another example of a great idea Sony does, but not executed as well, along with the Move and the Vita.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got you. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just it's what Phil Spencer said, you know what I mean, about the fanboys, and well, a lot of them are trying to deny that they are fanboys and trying to think,
Dragon, I will say this, bro.
Well, I mean, to tell you the truth, when I was young, I was actually a fanboy. I was a Nintendo fanboy.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I'm still a Nintendo fan, and I always will be, but I'm not the fanboy like I once was a long time ago.
Nah.
No, I mean, yes, there are still some 33-year-old men who are still fanboys out there.
Brian, you
Sad but and pathetic, but it is true.
you grew up, man. You grew up.
Well, it's just like arguing over a piece of plastic that's got a tick in it, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, you're like 30 odd and you're arguing over, oh, my computer's better than yours, and like, oh, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, I'm not an Xbox owner or anything, but you know what? If you like the game on Xbox, knock yourself out. I have nothing against that.
Yeah. The only thing that I didn't like, right, and this is the exact reason why I will not buy an Xbox, right, is because the bullshit that come from their company. Now, when the 360 had the problems with the overheating and all their
Red Ring and Death.
Yeah. Now, you should have seen the amount of complaints that were about that. Right, and not only that, is when people actually complain to the customer service, their customer service was absolutely piss poor.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, my reason why I don't play an Xbox is that I really don't like the controller. I mean, that's just my take. I'm so used to Nintendo's and Sony's that I really don't like their controller.
It is bulky, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, some people like it. That's fine. If you like that, that's fine. But it's just not for me. That's all. I mean, just like I don't game on PC, I don't like the idea of using my keyboard to control a character. Okay. Obviously, some people like that. That's fine. But that's just not me. I just prefer, just a controller.
Yeah, I know that.
Gaming is old school, and
also, this is something I've also noticed a lot, and that is, and I've said this, we're seeing a lot of remaster games come out.
Yeah.
A lot. And now, I'm not against remaster games. I think there are potentials. If you missed out on it, this is a great opportunity to catch up. But at the same time, I feel like Microsoft and Sony were promoting this is the next generation of games. And I've been seeing a lot of ports of last generation come to this generation of games.
Yeah. I think that's one reason why they're doing it.
So, again, remakes to me go both ways. I think they can be good, but at the same time, it almost comes off as that we don't want to waste so much money on creating something new because we'll lose money. So we'll just remaster our old games, charge it at a low price, and we'll be safe right there.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, Zodiac?
Oh, I feel that that's what they should do. I mean, I'm not against.
You're talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Zodiac. Minute.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not against that, but I think that's a really good idea. When they remaster games, they should.
How does he feel about that remaster games?
Well, they should put it at a very low price instead of overcharging people, though.
I'm starting to feel though that these remasters are to fill a gap because I have noticed it since they brought out the PS4. A lot of these gaming companies, these developers, are actually struggling like hell to make these games for the new consoles.
Listen, now, did you actually hear the article about Quantum Break? Remedy is, explaining why Quantum Break is so long.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that.
I'm starting to feel like they brought this console out way too soon, and these companies are like struggling to get the graphics up better for the game, making the games.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at Watch Dogs is the best example of this. This was a game where Ubisoft was hyping, this is true next gen, and then when they released the story trailer, it was like, Well, wait a minute. What happened to the trailer you showed us at E3?
Yeah.
I mean, the game doesn't look terrible, but people remember it because we were shown the preview build looked better than the final version. That's what people remember Watch Dogs of.
Well, they did that with Alien Clone Marines as well.
Oh yeah, and yeah, they lied about that one. It's
They
one
got
of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Alien Colonial Marines. I mean, I like Borderlands, but because of what they did with Alien Colonial Marines, I'm not going to pre-order Battlebond. I mean, I want to, but given this is from Gearbox and what they did with Alien Colonial Marines, I'm taking a wait-and-see approach on that one.
Well, according to what I found out about that, it's apparently Sega was in develop, but they couldn't develop it in time because they had to do everything else for the game. So what they've done was they sent off the parts of the game to Timegate Studios to finish up, and the product that they got back wasn't up to scratch, wasn't what they wanted. And Timegate Studios screwed them over apparently, and that's the reason why we got a shitty version from the one that was shown at E3.
Oh yeah, I've read about it. I mean, how, you know, like Randy Pitchford lied about how he's a big Alien fan, how they're working on this, and then of course you had the whole lawsuit that came out, the fallout from that.
Yeah. I mean, that game that they showed at E3, that was perfect. That was absolute perfect, and that would have been that would have been an awesome game. But then the final product that we got was nothing like it.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, that's why I'm very cautious with not only Battleborn, I'm also cautious with Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, I'm hoping that game turns out to be true, but after, you know, with Alien Colonial Marines and Order 1886, I'm a little cautious about that title. Doom 4 is another example of a title I'm very cautious about.
Yeah. This is why I don't pre-order games anymore, because I'd rather wait for them to come out first and see what they're like. See, pre-ordering for them, yeah, it's fair enough you're getting a copy, but 9 out of 10 times, what they show is not always what you get.
True, but there are a few companies that I have respect for that I'm willing to pre-order for them. Nintendo is one of them, and I'm starting to get around with also Bethesda as well.
Yeah.
I mean, those, and also Koei Tecmo as well. Those are the only few companies I'm willing to pre-order from.
So are you going
any
to
others? I mean, I don't pre-order from Ubisoft. I certainly do not pre-order from EA.
No, EA, I don't like EA. I don't like how they do business.
Oh yeah, I mean, the only good game EA has done so far has been Dragon Age Inquisition, because BioWare has been able to keep EA from EAing it up.
Yeah, like they did with the bloody third game of Mass Effect 4.
Oh yeah, with the ending, and then of course, you know, they screwed up Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
So
I think they kind of screwed up the second one as well, because that didn't have the same atmosphere as the first game did.
Well, yeah, but I've heard the criticism about the third one was the forced co-op and the amount of microtransaction in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that game could have gone quite far, but they just they screwed that up.
All right. Then they closed Maxis because of their stupidity with SimCity in 2013.
That's true.
I mean, let's make an always online game, but let's not have enough servers for the always online. Then let's blame our consumers for our stupidity.
That's true.
Yeah, true.
So I'm looking forward to the game.
I just think that some fans always, really rush some of these developers, though, because...
which game are you looking forward to?
Hold on. No, what were you saying, Zodiac?
Well, I was saying that, some of the fans, us gamers, we got to take partly the blame that some of these games are really rushed, because We're the ones that want to play these games real fast and upload them to YouTube and everything.
Mm. That's true. Most of that, well, yeah, because they do. Ten people do actually do tend to like want a game now. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, give the company top. What would you rather have? A rush game or a game that's complete?
Yeah.
I would rather have a game that's complete. I mean, if you have to delay it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo's known to delay games, but when they delay it, it's well worth the wait.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
That's because they want to make sure that the game is polished and they want to, fix all the, bugs and kinks and stuff like that.
Makes a game. I mean, if when they rush a game, obviously, clearly that was like with the ending of Mass Effect 3. They kind of really ruined that ending.
Oh yeah, people were pissed about it, and they were upset because, I mean, look, they weren't expecting a happy ending, but they were expecting a ending that concluded the trilogy, and what they got was not an ending they wanted.
No, three coloured end, same ending with the three colours.
Yep, and I know, and of course people blame EA for that, and of course they announced Mass Effect 4, but I'm going to wait to see what the response for that one's going to be.
To be honest, the news I've been looking at, I've been actually keeping a close eye on the news with that. They've gone above and above with that one. It's not going to be your average 40-hour game, from what I've been told. Because
how much?
It's close to being 70 hours or 80 hours of gameplay on Mass Effect 4.
Well, I've also heard they're going to do a Mass Effect theme park.
Yeah.
I have no idea how that one's going to work out.
That one probably sometime. I would say probably sometime in 2020, in the year 2020.
Yeah, I think there's a Disney in it. I think it is. Well, obviously the game was popular because it's just like the composers have done the music for it, the graphics, the gameplay, the character development within the story. You know what I mean? That's what made it such a brilliant game. But then you got dicks like EA, known for the worst company in the bloody world to like really just destroy a company. Putting their bloody foot down on BioWare to rush it out. You know what I mean? And the game was great right up to that ending. And I felt everyone, even I would agree, that EA pushed BioWare to release that game too early.
Oh yeah, but if one bright spot is that BioWare was able to tell EA to wait on Dragon Age Inquisition so we could get it out and give it something proper.
Thank God for that.
Oh yeah.
I feel with Dragon Age Inquisition, I don't think they should have brought it to the PS3 and 360 versions. I think they should have just kept it to the new consoles, because obviously with the DLCs that have come for it, the first DLC was for the PS3 and the 360, but then they turn around and say that trying to think of it, the new DLC and the latest one they've brought out won't be going on the 360 or the PS3 version. They're going on the PS4 version. Now, that kind of screws over everyone that's brought the game for the PS3 and the 360.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point? What's the point if you're not? I mean, if you're going to put all the DLCs on the new console, what's the point buying the older version? I mean, it's the same thing with Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I mean, the story campaign is only going to be on the new version. There's no point in buying the 360 or PS3 version unless multiplayer is your only thing.
Yeah. That's what I don't understand. Why didn't they just save money, just make the game for the new versions of the consoles, not bother about doing the PS3 version? It's just ridiculous.
Well, obviously there are some people that are not willing to let go of their PS3 or their 360.
I think it's time now they slowly stopped making PS3 games, because it's been over nearly 2 years now that consoles have been out.
No, I don't disagree. I think it's time that it's time for a lot of these people to move on to the next to the PS4 and the Xbox One now.
Yeah, I mean, because they're bringing out VR gaming, and I'm thinking, well, how about getting rid of the old generation first before you start making a new generation on top of the new generation? You know what I mean? It's just like,
and that
industry or what? You know what I mean?
and in the VR gaming, I've seen some of the stuff Sony's put out, like that happy lesson thing, from Namco.
Yeah.
And then I just heard that Koei Tecmo is going to do a Dead or Alive game for the PlayStation VR.
Man.
Dead or Alive using the PlayStation VR. I can imagine how that's going to be.
That kind of be weird.
Actually, a really great idea.
What, bored?
It might actually be a really good idea.
Fit enough to play it.
What? I don't know how they're going to do it. It's just...
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work unless they're going to do like controllers for your feet and stuff like that. Like sensors you put around your ankles and your arms.
All right, or they could do it like the extreme volleyball version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can actually see the girls in bikinis in full VR
Yeah,
way.
can you imagine what people will be doing with that?
Oh, I have a pretty good idea what they will be doing.
God, man, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's bad enough. If you've seen these like posts up about people looking on the Xbox One for porn and shit like that.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. And with the whole VR...
That game alone, with the bikinis and all that lot, I wouldn't even want to think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, imagine that. Now, imagine that game, but you can also use the PlayStation Move. I think I'll let your imagination run on that one.
Yeah. That ain't right. I mean, the game that they got on VR, I think it was Deep Down. What it's called, Deep Down?
Yeah.
Like an ocean explorer type of game. That looked actually pretty good, because you're in like a shark cage, and you see a shark just like in the background, like a silhouette, and all of a sudden it comes up and attacks your bloody, attacks the cage. I think that in VR, because you got 360-degree like angle turn.
Yeah, but
kind of you don't know whether you're like there, because it kind of tricks your mind, because you don't know if you sat in your room, but then you got your room's being blocked off, and all you've got is this vision of what you got in front of you, and it's like actually being there. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just wondering, will it sell? I mean, are people willing to buy it or anything? Because I mean, I heard the Octorift is going to cost like what, $350, and a lot of the stuff with it could cost up to like $1,000 or so.
Yeah, but then
more than that from what they was talking about in the other article.
So I'm just not sure if it's going to be like something that ends up collecting dust. That's the thing.
Yeah, true. Well, all gaming consoles really collect dust over time.
Yeah, they do.
Depends on where you set your gaming console at. Like, if you sit it right next to your TV or on a small table or something like that. I mean, seriously, consoles will gather dust.
I think I hate to say it, but if you actually looked at the design of the Oculus,
yeah,
I'm not being funny to Microsoft, but it looks ugly.
Yeah, I can't disagree. I mean, when compared to the PlayStation VR, it does look ugly.
It's
But-
like, yeah, it's got the straps on it, but it's just like this big flat box right in front of you, and it's like, oh my god, could you not come up with something more stylish?
I know. I don't disagree. But my big concern is, will it take off? That's the thing.
Well, the trouble is, they tried to do VR gaming, didn't they, back in the 90s, but it didn't really pan out as well as they thought it would in the arcade, so I don't see
why it didn't pan out.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I remember trying one of those VR sets
Technology.
when my family took a trip up to San Francisco. It was neat, but I mean, they tried that with the Virtual Boy, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just not. I like the idea, but I'm just not sold on it yet.
I don't think we're in the time for VR gaming, to be quite honest. I think it's going to fall flat.
Right. I just like with digital distribution, I think it will eventually happen, but I don't think we've reached that point yet.
No.
Well, see, I think that they just trying their best to really,
Hey, listen, I would love to stay in chat, but unfortunately I have some stuff to do, so I'm going to have to leave for this podcast.
Okay, mate.
All right. Thanks for inviting me to it, and I'm willing to do this again next time.
Okay, no problem, mate.
All right. Well, you have a good day.
all right.
I mean, sort of VR gaming, sort of, it's kind of, I don't know, it'll probably fall flat. What do you think?
Well, yeah, it probably will. It probably will.
I don't know where the hell Wade's gone. Supposed to be on today, but obviously he forgot. Don't know where he's gone, but
He's probably doing some stuff around the house, knowing him.
Yeah. What other topics were you want you bring up?
Well, I wanted to bring up one topic about one article, the Gran Turismo movie writers that they had just got in Thor 3 snag a movie director as well. So those are the only two topics I wanted to bring up.
Yeah. I think they're starting to do a lot of these because they did with Need. They've done it with Need for Speed.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them now are actually trying. Obviously, with Hollywood with their bloody remakes, they're starting to run out of ideas. But then they're seeing potential in certain game franchises that they could put into a film. I mean, Need for Speed wasn't that bad of a film.
Wasn't?
You know what I mean? It wasn't that bad, but I don't know how they could make a film of Gran Turismo, because it's not really a story-based game, is it? It's more of a racing game.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you really think about it, Need for Speed, that was really a racing game, even though that you was a hardcore racer and a race, a driver of the car. You had to outrun like bounty hunters and the cops that was on your tail and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was my Need for Speed Most Wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think with Need for Speed, because it's obviously it's not just a racing game. You got the character that you're playing.
Yeah.
It had a story base there because you had to obviously something happened to someone and you had to go through the races to get to him, if you know what I mean. It was one of those type of games, sort of like the get into the top elite to take out the guy that caused the accident, or you're trying to bring someone down, but he's before you can do that, you need to go undercover type of thing and go and get in there to racing. I think that's the type of like story it had with Need for Speed.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why they were able to turn it into a film, because with the film, obviously, his brother gets killed, doesn't he, in the film?
yeah,
And the only way to go after the guy that killed his brother is to enter into the races.
yeah.
So that's the only way they could do a film from. But with Gran Turismo, it's a pure racing game. I don't know how. I don't know how they could actually properly put that into a film. That's
Well, to be honest with you now, I think the only way that they could turn it into a film, they could probably, you know, actually turn it into a straight racing movie film.
mm,
You know, well, when you really think about it, there are some movies out there that do actually have like racing in it. I mean, you got Super Motocross, and you got like some other racing movies out there.
mm.
That nothing but pure racing movies. Hell, you got Days of Thunder that Tom Cruise was in. That was a pretty decent movie.
That was probably one of his best, actually,
Yeah,
back in the day.
yeah,
A lot younger back then, but yeah,
yeah.
they kind of.
I actually think that Days of Thunder could have been a interesting video game, though. They could have turned that into a racing game.
Yeah, I mean they did do it. They did do a stock car racing game with the arcade and that. I think it was on the Sega Saturn, not Sega. Was it Sega Saturn? I think it was on
Yeah,
Dreamcast. Can't remember which one it was, but I remember them doing a Daytona. I think it was called Daytona
yeah,
racing game, but I think they could have done something similar to Days of Thunder with a game. I think with Days of Thunder, they kind of used the NASCAR racing with, obviously, with the two guys that are rivals, and putting a love story in there to make it more interesting, if you know what I mean.
yeah, true.
Yeah. Definitely one of the best films he's done so far, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like, now to be honest, they could have actually made that into a video game, though.
Yeah.
Because one thing about it, when you really think about it, it did have that video game quality to it, also.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely had that quality to it.
And I can understand that, even though Drive Club was messed up, they could have actually, instead of calling it Drive Club, they could have called it something else.
Yeah, I didn't really get along with Drive Club. They had it on the PSN, free on the PSN, but there's so many DLCs that come with it.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, the car is handled like crap. It was so the control. You get certain controls. Unlike Gran Turismo, when you get into a car, it's slightly loose. You can take corners pretty easier. With Drive Club, the handling is so stiff you can't even turn a corner right. You know what I mean? Without hitting a wall or spinning the car out. You know what I mean? And I deleted it off my my library because I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
No, well, I didn't even buy the game because, I kind of, went a little bit, they messed the game up. I mean, like they could have called it something else instead of Drive Club.
I mean, Gran Turismo game was good.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I liked the way they did that, even though some of the races were pretty hard, but it allowed you to tune up the cars and stuff like that. I actually got pretty good. At first, I was a bit sloppy with the game, but when I got into it, you know what I mean, I got that perfect tunnel vision and just like got every race, you know what I mean, with that game. But yeah, it's like certain cars handle the right way, you know what I mean, the way they use. You got to get used to the way the car handles and stuff with that. But yeah, I think Gran Turismo is probably one of the best one of the best racing games they've got on Sony PS4, I think.
Yeah. And let me see. I also wanted to bring up what was that article that you had posted on the page? Because it was one article that you had posted about Xbox Live being down.
Oh, yeah. Apparently I don't know what that's about. Apparently, it was confirmed from Microsoft that they're having problems with their online service. The internet went down apparently on their services.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people have been complaining that they can't sign into their Xbox Live. So,
Yeah.
if you look at the time of the month it is, we're in October.
Yeah.
When do the hackers come out? You know what I mean?
Yep. True.
This is the type of year when the hackers will blatantly come out and disrupt. So I guarantee you, right, in the next few weeks, maybe, or next month, I'll guarantee you, Sony will have a problem.
Well, see, Sony, they always, now in a recent article, they have admitted that the PSN gets attacked on a daily basis. I mean, seriously.
They actually admit that.
Yeah, they had admitted it. That it get, it gets attacked on a daily basis because, I mean, all right, they do have maintenance. They shut it off for the maintenance. Then when they, turn it back on, when they get through with the maintenance and they turn the PSN back on, you got the hackers disrupting PSN on a daily basis.
They're bloody annoying. They caught 6 of them friggin' last year, the FBI, from Lizard. Yeah.
Well, see, I mean, now to be honest, man, I don't know what in the hell is going on with this group of, assholes called the Lizard Squad.
I think obviously they're obviously they're doing it on purpose, but the thing is they're stealing money as well, and I can understand if it's from a political standpoint, if they're doing it because of the corruption in the gaming world and with the microtransactions and stuff like that, like screwing over gamers and not making the games good enough. I can understand if they're doing it from that point of view, but when they start hacking into someone's account to steal money,
yeah,
that's where I draw the line.
Oh yeah, me too.
That is blatant thievery right there, because that goes beyond a political stance. You know what I mean? But yeah. Not that I'm condoning the hacking, because they shouldn't be doing it in the first place, because it screws up the entire network when they do it. But when they're stealing money as well, that's wrong. Because he did it with I know a lot of these Xbox fanboys, they won't admit it, but when Sony got hacked, I think it was 2010, 2011, Microsoft got hit as well. But nothing was said about Microsoft. It was all the freaking all the bloody anger was pointing that towards Sony.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's going, man, Sony got hacked, all that, and I'm thinking, well,
yeah,
you got hacked as well. So why aren't you on that?
Well, you want to know what, man? I had posted the Microsoft buys habit in one of the Xbox gaming groups. They had kicked me out of the done Xbox group.
Seriously?
I had said fuck Microsoft and fuck Xbox.
They kicked you out of the group.
I mean, that shit was funny as hell. The administrator's gonna kick me out of the group just because I said fuck Microsoft and fuck Xbox. I'm like, oh my god, man, these people.
I'm not being funny. It's like what I said to Brian. I'm not saying this. You know, these fanboys. And I hope they're bloody listening. You lot can say we're freaking salty. We're all this lot. We're freaking ponies are fucking mad. I'm gonna say one word to that. Fuck off, because Microsoft doing this fucking transaction, right, and now got the power to fucking screw over Sony. Now, I'm not saying that from a fanboy point of view. I'm saying that from a customer point of view.
Yeah, from a consumer's point of view, that's understandable.
You know what I mean? You don't. What these freaking idiots don't understand is if Microsoft puts Sony out of business, Microsoft goes as well. Because
to be honest, they don't even really understand that though.
No, this is what winds me up because these new age gamers, you know what I mean? They have not got a clue at all. And it's like this video, yes, I think it's today I've noticed, talking about the games being sold. He said, the video states, right, PlayStation Nation is a joke, 100% proof. PlayStation gamers don't buy games. Now,
I buy games all the time. I mean, I'm a PlayStation gamer myself.
Yeah, but if you look, this is the one thing that really fucking gets on my nerves. If you look at the chart he put up, right, it says North America.
Yeah.
Right? Now he's saying just because one copy game has only sold 2.1 million copies.
Yeah. That's really debate right there.
Right.
That's
in one state.
Yeah, that's clickbait right there.
One state.
Yeah, that's Zobi. Yeah, Zobi 70. Yeah.
This is why I made this. This is why I kind of made that statement, right? And if I can find it on here, if it disappeared somewhere. These people that say like it's well known in the gaming industry, and even I can see it, that United States, right? It's got 316.5 million people live in the United States of America, right?
Yeah.
Now he's saying that there's only from the chart. I can clearly see that it says it's one game has only sold 2.1 million, right? Now the fact that he's saying that Sony is failing for that in one state. Now, are these people not listening in school or not taking a geography class in school? Because
you usually tell that majority of them probably never even took geography classes in school.
Yeah. I mean, how many countries are in...
unreliable sources, unreliable YouTubers like NextGen720, Showstopper, Crap Gamer.
Yeah.
Those guys right there are completely assholes.
It's like I'm looking at it, I'm thinking my brain cells, I'm losing brain cells just listening to this crap. Because it just feels like, I'm not saying nothing against America or anything like that, but like,
yeah,
it feels to me these gamers are saying that North America is the only place that they sell games.
Well, see, now there are other places outside of North America. I'm from the United States.
Yeah.
All right, we make video games too, just like every other country makes video games.
Yeah.
North America is not the only state, and it's not the only country that makes video games.
See, this is the thing, though. It's like North America, right, which I have noticed, is more, Microsoft is more popular in North America than it is anywhere else in America. This is the exact reason why.
Yeah.
Well, this is the exact reason why less sales of PS4 games in that part of the state.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't realise it.
Yep.
I'm sure if they brought up stats for the rest of the countries, rest of the states in America, they will notice that there are more sales in PlayStation games than there is Microsoft.
True.
It's like
But
here. I live in England,
now, to
right?
be honest, I think they just don't want to, like, tell the truth on that.
Mm.
Because, like, you got a lot of Xbox One gamers out there that really wants Microsoft to be this top dog in the gaming industry.
Yeah. It's
I
just
mean,
ridiculous. It's like from what I looked, apparently there used to be 6 billion. There's now 7 billion people on this planet.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, probably about 5 billion of those people play games on the PC and obviously on console. Now,
Mm-hmm.
to say that only like 2.1 million games sold is bad for Sony is a kind of a piss take, really, because there are. What about Germany, Italy, France, Spain? You know what I mean? Russia, Japan. You know what I mean? China. All these places play games as well. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, North America is not the center of the world. There is a bigger game industry out there.
I will say this. Now, there are video game developers in other countries outside of the United States. We do have video game, developers here in the United States. And we also have video game companies here in the United States.
Mm.
You also got video game developers and distributors and companies in other regions of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, now to be honest, I think one reason why Microsoft this has really been on my mind ever since yesterday when I saw the article that you had posted about Microsoft buying Havoc. And to be honest, now DK Gray had told us both that Havoc is not a company that makes video games, but they are actually an outsource to actually complete the games in timely manners.
Yeah.
Okay, I can agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. That is true what he's saying.
Yeah, I know. I knew what he was trying to explain, but he was kind of he wasn't really understanding what we were trying to put across.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft right now has the opportunity to screw other companies over.
Oh yeah. I mean, now to be honest, now I think Havoc. Now they have done some work on Sony games, PC games, and Nintendo games.
Mm.
So now that Microsoft has really bought that company, they can really screw over other companies now.
Yeah, they can totally do it, because if you think about it, right, get a game that needs their help, right, Havoc's help. Now, if that company hasn't got the money to pay Microsoft, the game gets delayed or doesn't happen. You know what I mean? And this is the problem that I see in the future is going to happen, because I don't trust Microsoft. I never have done. And I was just, it gets on my nerves, you know what I mean? Because,
a lot of people really need to take this seriously, and, like, they're not taking it seriously. I mean, like, they're just, like, moseying on along down the road, saying, I mean, like, they are. I mean, now some of these Xbox One gamers, like they want to call Sony gamers fanboys all the time.
Yeah, they normally call us ponies.
Sony gamers fanboys, but they don't want to admit that they are the real fanboys of the gaming industry. They don't want to admit that.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't want to admit that. I mean, like they want to play the innocent card and, call other people fanboys. But I notice in other, in some of these Xbox gaming groups that I'm in, now one reason why I joined those groups is really because I want to see real Xbox gamers talk about the games, not fanboys disrespecting Sony every chance that they get.
Yeah.
Because they go on YouTube and they find these anti-Semitic videos about the PlayStation 4 and about Sony.
Mm.
And to be honest, I mean, that's really starting to get on my nerves a bit.
Well, it's like they're jealous because we got a better system than that.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're instead of wasting their time, instead of like using their time productively and actually like thinking about their own bloody console, they rather bash the competition's console, thinking that it's gonna disrupt the sales and stuff like that. It won't, because all they're doing is they're coming across as idiots. You know what I mean? And it's just putting a bad name on Microsoft because they're using that company's name.
Yeah.
To trash another company's console.
Yeah, true.
And that is bad for Microsoft. I would agree with what Phil Spencer said.
On them, and they don't even realize it.
I agree I agree with what Phil Spencer said.
I mean, yeah, me too. I agree with him.
Even though I'm not a big fan of Microsoft, I agree with him.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Microsoft. I mean, I've been a fan of Sony, for a very long time. I had PS1, PS2, PS3, and now I got PlayStation 4. So I've been with Sony for the past decade of years, man. And I mean, I never jumped ship, never have, never will.
Nah.
But now, to be honest, I'm seeing like a dynamically huge change in the gaming industry with Microsoft, because Microsoft, they are jealous of Sony. That is very clear. They are jealous of Sony, and they want to be they want to be the company on top, because Sony has been beating them month after month after month after month after month. And
sorry, though, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think Microsoft.
I've been reading from, like from the time when the systems had came out, PlayStation 4 has been dominating over the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And
it truly has. It's just.
I mean, seriously, man. I mean, then like you're gonna have like some Xbox One gamers when even though if they look at our podcast, they're gonna start saying these guys are idiots. They don't know what they're talking about and stuff like that. Wow, you're gonna try to call somebody else idiots when you up there lying your asses off all the time on your fucking YouTube channels.
Yeah, totally. It doesn't help, right? It doesn't help their cause when they do shit like that. You know what I mean? It's bad. It's not only bad for themselves, but it's kind of lowering Microsoft as well.
I mean, now to be honest, now Next Gen 720, I looked at his video yesterday. Zaire is just an asshole idiot. Seriously. Crap Gamer is a fucking idiot and an asshole at the same time. Showstopper ain't nothing but an ass kisser of Microsoft. Those three guys right there, man, I tell you the truth, they ain't nothing but assholes. They just, like making videos so people would subscribe to their channel, listen to what they got to say, and, go along with every word.
Well, did you see that conversation I had with Iron Wolf the other day?
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
I mean, fuck's sake! You're saying you're more educated than me, and I gave him real facts.
Yeah.
All he fucking said back, "Are you mad, bro?"
Man, Iron Wolf is an asshole, man. I mean, this dude believes everything that goes on in the gaming industry. He believes it.
Do you know what my reply to that was? No, not really. I said I'll just turn around and said I think you're an uneducated fucking idiot.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I said that's when I gave him all the facts and all that, right? And then he goes, you're mad, bro, like that. I said, no, I'm not.
Oh boy, I tell you the truth.
The moment I said that, I knew I won the argument right there and then, because that's classic, denial.
Well, see, now to be honest, man, Iron Wolf is nothing but a narcissistic kind of person, dog. The dude bashes PlayStation 4 games all the time. Okay, he had told me one time that he owns all the systems. Okay, if you own all the systems, then why you gonna bash PlayStation every chance that you get?
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't understand. It's same with Zaire.
I mean, Zaire now, Zaire, he got a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One.
Yeah, but then he trashes the Xbox. He trashes. I don't know why. I swear they do it on purpose, just to Why? Right. Why buy a console if you're gonna trash it? Why?
I mean, see, now that right there makes no sense, man. I mean, if you got all the consoles, but you trashing Sony's console, the PS4, one reason why you're doing it because you see how successful Sony has made PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
They see the success, and they are so fucking jealous that Microsoft is not on top. They want Microsoft to be on top and Sony at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Do you want to know why? You want to know why PS4 is a lot better? Because Sony does more variety of games where Xbox One don't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
This is why Sony wins every time.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time Microsoft comes out with something, it's always about gimmicks or TV or anything like that, or some freaking.
Now they always keep on rolling out these updates on Xbox One. They are. I mean, man, seriously, it just seems like that the Xbox One is more of a media console than a gaming console.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to get rid of the actual they're trying to convert the actual unit, convert the unit into a PC, getting rid of the Xbox unit completely, and put the entire system on the PC.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Instead of having a console, having the games running on a PC. That's what it feels like. The direction that Microsoft is trying to take.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if they do that, it will crash. It will crash.
Now, you know what, man? I will say this. I don't have nothing against Xbox gamers, but it's the Xbox fanboys that I totally disrespect.
Mm.
I don't have nothing against the gamers or the true fans of Xbox, but it's the fanboys that's really destroying the gaming industry.
Yeah.
As I said before in one of my videos, fanboyism is cancer for the gaming community.
Totally. Don't need it. You don't need to try. It's like grown men freaking arguing over a piece of plastic.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you know, a lot of people now. Okay, now this all right, now Kid Smooth, Jerry Moore. Now, all right, now one of his videos, he was saying that is the PlayStation 4 a piece of plastic? No. Is Xbox One a piece of plastic? No, they're not plastic. This, what I'm holding in my hand, is plastic. I'm like, oh my god, man, this dude is just a fucking idiot.
What's it fucking made of then, metal?
Does he not know that when you are developing a video game console and you put layers of plastic on that video game console?
Yeah.
And and seriously, they work on the like the technological parts of the console on the inside of the console, but the layers are fucking plastic.
Yeah. It really don't make any sense.
They got to be stupid.
Yeah, it don't make any sense whatsoever.
I mean, seriously, man, do these people even know anything about how they make consoles? Because now at Sony R&D, I actually I actually did some research on the R&D for PlayStation.
Yeah.
And on the website, on the R&D website of PlayStation. Now I don't forgot the one of the guys' name that actually made the PS4. He said that the layers that the PlayStation 4 has is plastic. It is plastic.
They can't make it metal because the heat would like completely. You can't make something right. You can't make a shell of a console metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the heat.
Yeah.
You can't do it because the metal heats up. Now that's like a friggin' hot water bowl.
Yeah.
It will retain the heat, which means it will overpower the system, which means the fans won't be able to cope.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be able to push the heat out enough. This is why they make them plastic, because plastic has, it has a certain degree of heat resistant.
Yeah.
It doesn't hold the heat in.
It actually lets the heat out.
Yeah. Obviously, you got the fans, and you got like the air holes on the side to let the heat out when the fans are pushing the heat out. But it's also you got the heat from the top as well, so it's not gonna like hold it in. Now you put that metal casing over the top of that, that's gonna crash the entire like console.
Yeah, it will. It will.
You know what I mean? It will burn out the motherboard, and that's it. Gone. All you got is nothing but a bloody paperweight.
Yeah, true.
You know.
Now you got a lot of people that really don't do extensive research, like on R&D development of gaming consoles. I mean, seriously, man, you got some people that don't do extensive research. They don't do research on that at all.
There is a lot that goes into making consoles. There is a hell of a lot. It's not just like, yeah, we'll slap this together and slap that together. You got to make sure like the graphics cards are working perfectly fine. You got to make sure the DDR RAM is working fine as well.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure that the system runs better, runs good, you know what I mean? Is able to like play the games without, you know.
All of that goes into it.
Yeah.
All of it goes into it.
There's a lot of testing as well, stress testing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true.
You know, it's just people who actually took their time instead of doing these stupid fanboy comments and shit like that. They would actually they would actually research on actual real evidence instead of making shit up.
Well, see, man, you know, I think what it is, you got a lot of Xbox One gamers out there that always want to provide facts and everything what they read, but basically it's their own facts.
Yeah.
It's their own facts. They're not using the facts from what they read on the website articles of the, you know, like news feeds from these gaming websites. They want to use their own facts and stuff like that as if they're actually, you know, more educated than everybody else, which of course they're not.
Yeah, I'm not being funny, but their own facts are opinions. They're not.
Yeah.
They're just opinion.
I mean, you know, like you gotta now. Okay, Zaire Next Gen 720. That dude's he lies on his videos all the time. But I kind of find it funny how people gravitate towards him, and that dude got a lot of damn subscribers on his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
about everything.
I bet 80% of them are friggin' fanboys.
I mean, man, I'm like, oh my god, bro. Zaire, he got so many subscribers, and I was looking at one of his videos, but I was also looking at the you know, subscribers, how many, you know, subscribers that he has. And I'm like, oh my god, man. These people are fucking idiots for subscribing to this dude.
Well, I'm not being funny enough, but have you seen the world lately? I'm not so. There's a few people that I know that are intelligent, you know what I mean? But there are people on this planet that just I don't know. I don't know if it's their parents smoking bloody pot when they're older or whatever, you know what I mean, or dropping them on their heads. But some people are freaking stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
They're like sheep. They follow anything. They don't.
People, you know, keep on calling me a fanboy all the time just because I like Sony PlayStation. Okay.
That ain't being a fanboy, boy, though. That's liking some. That's your preferred console. How can they say that you're a fanboy if that's your preferred console?
Right. I'm saying to myself, I'm saying PlayStation is my preferred console. It's what I like.
If you're going around saying, "Oh, freaking Microsoft shit," and all that lot, which you are. If you're making constantly video after video after video trashing Microsoft every time, yeah, someone can call you a fanboy.
Yeah.
You're not doing that. You're only giving out articles that show the real articles that show that there are problems. All you're doing is giving out news. It's like One Stop Gamer. Fair enough, he's an Xbox gamer, but he loves PlayStation as well. But a lot of his videos don't hold back on the real truth about Microsoft, and I feel at the moment he's the only one giving out real news.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which I've noticed. You know what I mean? And I'll praise him for that because he's not hiding the truth. He's actually telling the truth.
I mean, man, you know, see, a lot of people, now at one point in time, you know, some people really didn't like One Stop for Gamers. I mean, you know, like they didn't want to gravitate towards him because he always told the truth about either Sony or Microsoft.
Yeah.
He loves, or now he is a Xbox gamer, but he's also a PlayStation gamer as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he has both consoles. So, you know, to be honest, I mean, you know, at least he does tell the truth about both of them.
Yeah.
Not just one, both.
Yeah. That's why I like people like that, because they're not like hiding the fact of something. They're telling the truth. See, now this is what the industry needs. People like that. Because the industry's not going to change if you're hiding it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, now, like you said before, now I'm not making so many videos about Microsoft. I made only 2 videos about Microsoft, and I had said fanboyism is cancer, which of course it is. It is cancer. It is.
That was it. I think it was a couple of last month or so. They were saying that Xbox One's got more games than Sony's PS4. Now,
man, I had posted an article from Finders.com that the PS4 has 229 exclusive. Xbox One only has 122.
No, it's a bit more than that.
Yeah.
It's 149 they've got.
Yeah.
Sony PlayStation's got 234, I think it is. I've done a video on it, didn't I? Showing.
Yes. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, taking a short break. We'll put some music on.
Okay, I'm back.
Right, mate. Yeah, I've done a video on it, didn't I? With the amount of games. I'm not being funny though. There's like 730. I think 730. No, 764 games altogether.
Yeah.
Plus the PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
A majority of them are bloody indie games. But there was only 439 on the Xbox One. And now they're kind of saying that there's more games on the Xbox One than there is on the PS4.
Which, of course, there it's not.
No. No, the majority of the games I would agree. Most of them are indie games, which is another topic I want to bring up because they're fucking annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's like, for fuck's sake, Sony, the console's been out for 2 years, right? And every month, all you're doing is giving fucking indie game after indie game after indie game on the PSN. People are getting pissed off with it. The game has been out this console's been out for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years this November, right? Or it's been out. Now, so what I said to Brian earlier when he come on the podcast, Sony needs to stop making games for the PS3, port those PS3 games to the PS4, and put them on the PSN.
Yeah.
At least that way, people can play decent like AAA games.
Yeah.
On the PSN for free.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm not disagreeing with that. That's true.
Don't need to be every single one of them. Just give us more than indie games, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because I'm not really. I'm not. Oh yeah, obviously there are fans of indie games that come out, but half these games are shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I will admit that, even being a Sony player gamer,
Yeah.
I hate indie games.
Well, all right. Now, I will say this. Now, majority of the indie games that I have seen on PlayStation,
Uh,
I've been seeing some of the videos for them. I also looked at some of the live streams. And to be honest, they are kind of annoying, though.
yeah.
They are kind of annoying. I mean, I think now, even though we got like some of the newer games that's coming out next year, we got Uncharted 4, we got Horizon Zero Dawn, and we also got Yakuza 6 that's coming out next year, Street Fighter 5. I mean, the list just goes on and on. But I think for 2015, they really do need to have some AAA games.
It's dry, isn't it?
I mean, seriously, they need to start making some more AAA games.
Yeah.
I mean, now the indie games were fun, but to be honest, stop making indie games and bring us some AAA title games.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, now, to be honest, I mean, I love PlayStation, I love Sony, but to be honest, from seeing all of these indie games, I mean, frankly, I'm just getting sick and tired of these indie games.
Yeah, I am. I'm tired of seeing indie game. It's very rare that you'll see me. See, this is the thing. They got a load of games out, right, on the PSN for the PS3 side. Old games that have been out. You know what I mean? Yet they can't do anything. I understand that they can't do it for the PS4 because it's only been out 2 years. There hasn't been that many games. But like, how many games have actually come out so far for the PlayStation since 2 years ago in November?
Well, we had quite a few. I will say we had quite a few games that came out.
You could put Knack on there for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
You know, the Need for Speed game that they brought out when it first came out. You know.
Yeah, and they also got Soma, the horror game Soma. They got that.
Yeah, I saw that on the PSN pre-order. It's about 25 quid.
Yeah.
That's on the PSN at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-order. That's not a bad price, to be quite honest. 25 quid.
Yeah. Well, see now to be honest, I mean, I love PlayStation and love PS4, but I want to see some more AAA titles. I mean, serious.
It's very dry. It's been 2 years now, and it's very dry on games.
Because I mean, like, okay, I can understand that Sony doesn't want to get rid of the indie games just yet, but stop giving the console indie games month after month after month. Give us some AAA title games.
Yeah.
Give us some new IPs.
Mm.
I mean, Christ's sake, I'm a very creative writer, and I have some good ideas for video games and movies.
Mm.
Now, it was one idea that I had in my head, and to be honest, when I was asleep last night, I actually had a dream about it. Now, the name of the game is actually called Dead Grave.
All right.
Okay? Dead Grave is somewhat similar to Dying Light and Resident Evil. It's kind of like a blend. It's a blend. It's a mixture.
Yeah.
It's in third person, and the zombies are much more aggressive.
Hmm.
Run on walls, they can jump on walls. They can also jump on people off the walls. I mean, when you start shooting them or shooting at them, they just start running at you so fast, and they start like moving in this matrix light motion where they just come at you and just straight attack you.
Yeah.
I mean, at least give us something that we have never seen before in video games. I
Yeah.
mean,
It needs it.
because in some of these movies, some of the special effects that Hollywood feature films got, they could easily put that into video games.
Oh, there's loads.
I
There, it's just
mean, possibilities of having special effects like they have in movies, you can easily put that in video games. And for Christ's sakes, it would make the game much more enjoyable.
well, most of this what's it I think it's VFX. It's actually used in video games as well as movies.
Yeah.
They do actually use it. Sometimes they use, obviously with top film titles, they use either VFX or After Effects
Yeah.
programs for the movie titles and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Which is good programs to use. That's basically what I use mostly for my videos sometimes. You know what I mean? The VFX one is more advanced. That's more movie title type of area of the graphic design. But there of for the amount of years, because I'm 38 this year, next month. I'm 38 next month. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of games out that could be completely put in the film.
Yeah, true. I mean, say for instance, I haven't played Until Dawn, but I think they could possibly turn Until Dawn into a movie.
Easy. They could easily put that into a low budget horror film.
I mean, seriously, man, the game itself was awesome.
Yeah.
Truly awesome. With the butterfly effect, oh my god, man.
See, when I saw that, I understood that because I've studied on the chaos theory. See, that's the only reason why I knew about the butterfly flag.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of stuff. It's for most people, all they're looking at is mathematical equations. It's not. It's the chaos theory is very, yes, it is mathematical, which is a series of numbers and stuff like that. But if you look at it from a universal
point of view, yeah.
And you can see the difference. See, a lot of people don't understand this, that chaos is always around us, 24/7.
Yeah, it is.
And we don't notice that.
Man, look at our world, man. Our world is filled with a lot of chaos, corruption, greed, and power.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be, top boss. Everybody wants to rule the world at some point.
Every choice that you make in life has its consequences.
Yeah, it does.
Changes an event down the line in your life. See, not a lot of people. See, people. They say that life is what you make of it, right?
Yeah.
But you're only in control of what path you take. You're not in control of your own fate. See, the moment it's the slightest. How do I explain this? It's like the game.
Mm-hmm.
Until Dawn, when you make a choice in the game, it
Mm-hmm.
affects the character later on. Say like the point where Ashley and Chris he was forced to either shoot or shoot himself. That point there, right? If he actually shot her, right,
Mm-hmm.
that caused a butterfly effect. What I mean by a butterfly effect, that was a cause and effect, because that's betraying someone. Now, that betrayal in that moment got Chris killed because Ashley chose not to open the door.
Yeah.
That's the butterfly effect.
Listen, now Hayden's character, I heard that her character was much more appealing than Ashley and some of the other characters.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, Ashley was all right. I've forgotten what the other one name was. The one that got friggin' there, because it's two.
Yeah, Emily,
It's kind
Ashley, Emily,
yeah,
and let me see, Sam. Oh yeah, yeah, Ashley and Emily and Sam.
yeah. Sarah was actually quite fit, even for even for a video character. She was probably the better looking one in that game.
Yeah.
Even
Well, I
though,
mean, all of them was like I think for now I think the way that they made the game to actually like make them look like the actual person that was actually
you mean the actors?
game. I mean, they actually now Supermassive Games they did one hell of a job on Until Dawn.
Oh hell yeah!
They actually do. I mean, man, to be honest, I would love to see myself in a video game though.
I would.
Oh boy.
It's done with what they call mocapping.
Yeah, motion capping. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to dress yourself up in like what they call mocap. It's like a suit with like white balls on it. It's kind of funny looking, but
Yeah.
it allows the computer to capture your motion and then add obviously the likeness and stuff like that on it. But the technology today is so advanced that now they can capture the actor's like face and imprint it on the characters in the game, which is why you get the effects like Until Dawn. See now, Sam, that it was so look like Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
That actually looked like Hayden Panettiere in the game playing.
Man, Panettiere looks fine as hell, man.
No, even with Ashley as well.
Yeah.
Ashley actually looks like her counterpart actress. And did you notice the other character as well in there? I'll try Mike.
Yeah.
He's the one that was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
He's the actor in Agents of, was in season 1 and 2 of Marvel's Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it's just the whole game is quite well thought out with that. I thought this is quite a good game, even though it's a little short. It's still a good game to play because it had replay value to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will admit that they didn't really challenge too much with the trophies for the game because that was easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll platinum that in about 2 days. You know what I mean? For that game, but it's still replayable.
Yeah.
I think with a game like that, they need to do a Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees game.
Well, see, now, to be honest, now I actually heard a rumor about that. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure if this is true or not. But I heard that they supposed to be, making a Friday the 13th game. I think for PS4 and Xbox One sometime in 2016. I don't know if it's true or not.
It's supposed to be something called Summer Camp.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just, really just taking a wild guess because I actually looked it up on Google and saw some articles on it. But I'm kind of skeptical on the articles because some of them kind of reads, like clickbait. Some of them, not all, some of them. So
I think that type of news is kind of, you need to kind of take it with like a pinch of salt because unless they've actually confirmed that they're making that game, which would be a brilliant game to have. Because I tell you what, every single Friday the 13th fan will jump on that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They will jump on it. That will sell like freaking anything.
Boy, he's in Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah. Although I thought that was a little, I don't know, I thought it was a little bit, it's good to have him in the game, but I thought it was a bit lame. You know what I mean? It's not very, it's cool to play like a mindless killer, but it's not exactly great. But then they brought in Predator as well, so that was kind of interesting to see as well. But yeah,
I saw the picture where you did the brutality.
I don't know how I did that. I honestly don't know how I did that. I just
do it.
Huh? I don't know. It's just like what I was doing was just, I thought, like the cow was beating the crap out of him. I thought, well, that's it. I'm fucking had enough of this. I was just bashing buttons, and all of a sudden I must have got a last hit in or something, or a combo in, and it just triggered the brutality. And fucking hell, what the fuck did I do that from?
I'm like, how in the world did my homeboy did that, man? I'm like, oh my god.
Struggling all fucking week when I first got that game to do a brutality because I knew they had it in the game. And it's so difficult to get that last combination because brutality is not a single like button bashing thing. You've got to...
Now, I have, all right, I got Mortal Kombat X, and I come to the realization that when you play in the game, either as Scorpion or Sub-Zero or Reptile or Liu Kang, you really have to, follow the patterns of your moves.
Yeah.
You also have to, you can't think about what you're doing. You got to do it real fast.
Yeah.
And I actually, man, when I had first played the game, dude, I had got so many trophies out of the game. I got quite a few trophies out of the game.
Mm.
When I had performed, I did a faction kill, wasn't even online, and I'm saying, like, how in the hell did I do a faction kill? And you're supposed to do that online. I did it offline somehow. I'm like, how the hell did I do that?
Yeah, it's weird how they do it. It's just some of the things are bloody hard in it, though. If you tried the breaking stuff one.
Oh yeah,
Test your might.
Yeah. Test your might. Yeah, I tried that one right there, man.
It's the top power.
It's easy, but when you start to progress, like, all the way up to the silver one, which is Shao Kahn, Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
Christ.
It's not easy, is it? It's such a little tiny like circle.
Yeah.
And you got to get that circle inside that circle and press the button. But you like button bashing like that really fucking hard. You know what I mean? Your wrist is starting to go because you're freaking trying to button bash it really fucking hard. And I got it one time. I managed to friggin' do it, but I can never ever do it again. It's such a tiny little circle, and you got to really button bash to get it down, and you can never do it on you know what I mean. Never get that circle in that bloody point, and it's frustrating.
You probably have to like move both of the analogs just to get the thing into the circle or something.
No, it's button bashing. You got to like really push. You got to thump down on all four buttons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. See, the one that when I had it on the PS3, I cheated because I had one of these friggin' like auto fire controls. I just done that looking way. You know what I mean? But when you got button bash, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
I gotta say, this podcast was real fun. At least we did get the chance to have Brian on.
Yeah. Shame about where bloody Wade's gone, though. I don't know what he was doing,
But the next podcast is going to be in November.
yeah.
It's going to be in November. It's not going to be on Thanksgiving. Hell no. No. It's not going to be on Thanksgiving. It's going to be after Thanksgiving.
There's one article actually I want to bring up here before we go. The Superman one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm glad you brought that one up.
I mean, George Miller is completely crushed.
We saved that one for the bet, man. We saved that one for last. I'm glad we did that one.
I mean, from the start of Man of Steel, I'm kind of curious because Zack Snyder said it wasn't. At first, he said it wasn't a sequel. Now,
yeah,
even everyone else was saying it was kind of a sequel because you see in the trailer you see Batman running towards the building.
Yeah.
The fight scene in Man of Steel when Zod and Superman were fighting. Now, he was there that day. So it's we kind of had that mix.
That was kind of it was kind of strange in the first Man of Steel when Superman had killed Zod, inside of LexCorp. And I'm like, hold up a minute, whoa, okay. Superman, Man of Steel killed Zod inside of LexCorp. So I'm kind of wondering, what is Lex Luthor gonna do with Zod's body?
Yeah, that's the big mystery of it, because everyone's
right there was kind of weird though. Like to see his body in in Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. I mean, and then you got Batman who's going, who's actually, is going through like, so much trauma now. He's lost, he lost everybody. He even lost Robin. He even had the Joker taunting him.
Yeah, you noticed that with the paper, you couldn't save you couldn't even save your family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, to be honest, when you really think about it, Bruce Wayne really didn't get his parents killed.
No.
See, fate actually stepped in and got his parents killed.
Yeah, that was destiny for him.
Yeah. It was actually Bruce Wayne's destiny that was unfolding before his eyes. Yeah. His parents had died, so he was spared, but his parents died though.
Mm.
But at the same time, after his parents died, his destiny was unfolding. He was destined to become Batman.
Yeah. That was straight off the bat. You could tell from the storyline alone.
Yeah.
That was destined to happen. But
yeah.
from what I've read, I was a bit at first. I will admit, when they announced that Kristen Bale won't be returning to doing it, and they were getting Ben Affleck to do it.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I was a bit skeptical about it.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not gonna jump on the bandwagon and say Ben Affleck's a crap actor and all this lot, because he's not.
No, he's not. He's not, man. I mean, I seen some of Ben, like some of Ben Affleck's work in movies. I mean, I gotta say he is a astounding actor. He's
a comic. He's a comic book.
Yeah, he is a comic man, but his movies are. I mean, his movies have made a lot of money, though.
Yeah, I mean, some of his films ain't been all that good, but I've seen a lot of his films have been. He's not that bad of an actor.
No, he's not.
Judging by my only concern really is Jesse Eisenberg.
Well, see, now Jesse Eisenberg, by him playing Lex Luthor, okay.
I'm not liking it.
I just actually think that he's a good Lex Luthor in a way, but I'm kind of not on the bandwagon with him playing Lex Luthor. They could have got somebody else to play Lex Luthor.
I think Mark Strong should have played Mark. He's not playing the good. He's not playing the good guy, because not in this film. He ain't. Because he's obviously if they've got Jesse Eisenberg to play Lex Luthor, then obviously they've got someone. They're portraying Lex Luthor as this cocky, arrogant, rich, stuck-up asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Trying to do the right thing, but doing it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To be honest, I could definitely see Ben Affleck in the Batman suit.
Well,
I can even see, Jeff Goldblum in the Batman suit too.
This is what's persuaded me with Ben Affleck actually playing the part, because if you look at that trailer, do you see that part of the trailer part when he walks out the freaking wreckage?
Yeah.
I mean, flaming hell, the guy looks built like a brick shit house. And it's just the way they've got the suit on him. And I thought, yeah, now that is fucking Batman. You know what I mean? Right there. The moment you see him walk out of that wreckage like that, and I'm thinking, yeah, that is Batman.
Now, I gotta say they could have gave Batman different suits in Batman Arkham Knight. They could have had a sinister looking Batman suit.
Well, they kind of have.
Yeah, yeah.
The bloody hell.
Yeah, they got the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman suit in the Batmobile.
Yeah. Well, they got the Batman Beyond suit on there, which is kind of pretty evil.
Oh yeah, it was wicked.
You know, but yeah, I think with the film, I think Ben Affleck looks great, but I'm concerned with the voice. Now, the scene where you hear Batman say, "Can you bleed? You will," with that electronic voice. Now, is that what we're going to get from Batman all the way through the film, or is that only because he's got the suit of armor that
I actually think that now when I heard him say "Can you bleed?" and "You will" in the electronic voice,
yeah,
I actually think that that's just the suit that he's wearing.
Yeah,
I think that's just the suit he's wearing. I don't think that they're gonna have him, saying that throughout the whole film. I think that, it's only for that armored suit that he has on.
I think it would work.
Yeah, yeah.
It would be less of him putting on his voice, because you could tell that it would be Ben Affleck's voice just by doing that. But when he becomes Batman, if they could do that voice, obviously the voice changing his voice with a voice changer, that I think would work.
Yeah, yeah, and make his voice, you know, a little bit more deeper.
Yeah.
Kind of like, well, you know, kind of like what Christian Bale had did in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises.
Trouble is, he put that voice on.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying he wasn't great at doing it. He did put that voice on.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think a lot with this is like they're going with George Miller's First Night, aren't they? With not First Night, Dark Knight Returns, comic book fight scene with Superman and Batman. But there's a lot of other elements in there as well, because I see a lot of elements, because they're bringing in Cyborg, which I'm assuming is a cameo.
Yeah,
I've heard the Flash is in there as well.
Though they said Wonder Woman's supposed to be in this one.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, and
You see her in the trailer fighting something.
it's kind of weird because they said that she's supposed to be kind of like Bruce Wayne's love interest. So I'm kind of skeptical on that one.
No. She's playing a defense, what they call a defense attorney.
Oh, okay. But it
She's-
seemed like that Bruce Wayne did have some kind of crush on her, though.
I think there is something there, because obviously Batman, there always has been in the comic books as well.
Yeah.
But because she's an Amazon warrior, obviously she was created from clay. I think it was the original story, anyway. But
I seen the Wonder Woman movie, the animated movie,
yeah,
where her mother had made her from clay in the sand, and the gods actually brought the baby to life.
yeah. How do you feel about Gal Gadot actually playing that part though?
Well, all right. Well, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I felt that she was, the right choice. She was the right choice and the right pick. And I think she's gonna do well as Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Do you know, a lot of people were saying that she's too skinny for the role, and I'm thinking, well, why does she have to be freaking some beefed up like brunette with big tits? You know what I mean? Warrior.
Yeah.
Don't need to be.
Mm-mm.
I think Gal Gadot, I think I'm pronouncing her name right. I think she's the right choice for the role.
Yeah.
Because she's got that kind of look, and even seeing her in the trailer with that sword and that shield, with the armor.
I mean, now, to be honest, when I saw the trailer, I gotta say, oh my God,
yeah,
by this woman, I'm getting turned on.
You see what I mean? Is that seeing her in that armor and that with the shield and the sword and that fight scene? That sold it at me right there. I mean, she looks the part, dead straight off, and I'm actually quite looking forward to, which I'm hoping they don't ruin, the Wonder Woman film that she's going to do, the standalone film.
I just hope that the Star Wars film be decent too, because I mean, seriously, I don't want the movie to be messed up. I really don't.
No, I can understand why they're doing them back to back, because obviously Harrison Ford is he's what, 75, 76 now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not like even with Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Well, see, Mark Hamill Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, yeah, they are up in age now. They're not young like they're not young like they were in the 80s.
No, it's about 70 actually it first came out.
So, to be honest, you really have to take that under consideration as well, because those people are well up in age. Now, Mark Hamill, he can still kick some butt as a Jedi. I'm not taking that away from him.
Well, I'll tell you what, the guy, that guy, right, is absolutely genius for the Joker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he got the Joker's voice and everything. I think Mark Hamill is awesome because
He is the original voice for Joker.
Oh yeah,
The animated series of Joker. You know what I mean? He's amazing at it.
mm-hmm. I mean, to be honest, I mean, seriously, I think they would really need to put Mark Hamill in Gotham as the Joker, because I mean, seriously, I want to see how he would look as the Joker.
Yeah, I think with Gotham would have to be like be like a few more series on because
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's still young.
5 probably.
Yeah, we still Bruce Wayne's still only is in his teenage years, isn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of difficult because they said Batman won't appear in Gotham. It's kind of only the storyline of Jim Gordon becoming a detective in there, if you know what I mean. But I have heard a rumor that CW could very well be making a Batman series.
Well, see, now to be honest, I heard that rumor too. I actually heard that too because now from what they were saying, I mean, they could possibly be doing a somewhat reboot of the Batman series.
I
heard.
I don't know about a reboot, but they could definitely make a Batman series quite easy. Because if you look at the way, I don't know whether you watch the series Arrow, it's very dark, gritty tone to it. It's not like it's light-hearted, like Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's totally darker, like the way DC is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of thing, that type of that filming will be so perfect for a Batman series, a proper full-on Batman series, and then have him as having a cameo in the Arrow series, because they're bringing in which I think it starts November, Supergirl. Now that has potential.
Yeah. It starts November.
Yeah, I actually watched the first part. I actually managed to watch a leaked pilot episode of it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's got potential. It needs more work to it, but it's got potential. I think she is absolutely amazing as Supergirl. I think they got the right actress to play her.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit skeptical about it, but yeah, it's got potential.
Oh, okay.
You won't see Superman in it, but it's kind of a story about her growing up with her powers. You know what I mean?
I mean, what's in Supergirl? She is the cousin of
Hello.
Yeah, Kal-El.
Kara.
And
Her original name is Kara.
yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, that is her original name. And she is Superman's cousin.
See, this is the thing with this is another topic as well with Man of Steel. I don't know if I don't know whether you noticed it. You know when he first went into the ship and you saw the pods,
Yeah.
one was open.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
A lot of rumors are saying that could have been Supergirl.
Well, I did notice one part was open in Man of Steel. I was like, okay, why is there an open pod
Mm.
on the ship? When I saw that, I started to think, could that have been Supergirl's pod right there?
Yeah, because you remember him saying that ship's been there for over what 3,000 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Put two and two together, you know what I mean? It's got to be because she's probably been there, living amongst the humans for freaking centuries, undercover, right?
Probably didn't even know it.
Nah, she's been living there. All right, she's been living on that planet for a while,
Mm.
right? And she's obviously like with Man of Steel when he said when he's talking to Kevin Costner
Oh yeah.
about saving the bus, he said, should I have just let them drown? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Conflict between seeing the world the way it is, the way it treats people, and it's that conflict between him being different
Yeah.
or coming out. You know what I mean? And it's like, is the world going to shunt him for who he is,
Mm-hmm.
or does he stay in the background?
Well, see, I
Ghost.
agree with that right there because now if you take Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice,
Hmm.
it was now the lady in the trailer. I don't forgot what she said about Superman, but you know,
She's a secretary of defense.
yeah, and she had stated why people are not asking Superman what he should do
Yeah,
instead of what he shouldn't do.
yeah,
So I'm saying to myself, okay, Man of Steel, that conflict that you was talking about when he was a kid, yeah, he was being bullied. He did, like save his classmates, from the water.
mm.
The bus up on, up on the land, and a lot of people was kind of, shocked by what he did or what he could do.
Yeah,
So, and then you had a lot of people was saying that was unnatural, and they was quite frankly afraid of him.
yeah, and they still are.
And what Superman can do, his power is limitless.
Well, I wouldn't
He's
say,
like a god, though.
I wouldn't say limitless because it can be killed, but
Yeah.
that's only with certain things. But with magic and the kryptonite, but yeah, I liked the way they done it because they didn't just they didn't make a story that just threw the character just in straight away being Superman.
Yeah.
Obviously they portrayed him through his childhood as a teenager. People thinking obviously as a kid as well. He's kind of coming to terms with his own powers as a child, and he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand his own powers. You know what I mean? And then he gets to the teenage years. Now he's in the prime not, I wouldn't say full strength of his power,
Yeah.
but he's got the power, like, of the strength there, you know what I mean? That's why he was able to push that bus out of the water, you know what I mean? But teenage years, that age, when someone does that, they're going to be shocked. They're not going, you know what I mean? There's the trust there. It's like we live in a modern society today. If we saw someone do that, automatically, straight away, we're going to fear them because it goes beyond anything against reality, if you know what I mean. And
human beings, we do fear the unknown because we fear things what we cannot understand.
yeah, that's portrayed perfectly in Man of Steel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the job. That's what I loved about that direction, because they called him a ghost.
Yeah.
Because he would save people, or silent. They called him a ghost or a silent guardian. Now, instead of coming right out, he would do the odd little save here and there.
Yeah.
Disappear.
Well, see, I think one reason why he did that, see, he really, in Man of Steel, he really didn't want his story to be told.
No, know why, don't you? It's because he's seen. Imagine coming from your own planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being brought up by Earth parents, right? You got all these powers and stuff like that, and you're not understanding, you're not sure of it, right? But then you have this power to literally change the world, literally, like, bring the world out of its darkness and into the light. Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, say for instance, like, okay, now, what if human beings one day have the power to evolve into much more greater than what we are now?
Yeah.
Because when you really think about it, scientists right now are working up a way to actually turn human beings, normal human beings, into something much more greater.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like, most people might laugh at this, but this is going to be possible sooner or later.
Yeah.
But there are some scientists right now that are working on, you know, how to actually turn a human being into a superhuman. Now, I don't know how they're going to do it.
Chromosomes.
I mean, you know, to be honest, it could possibly happen somewhere later on, probably in the year 2020, or sometime in the near future.
You can do it with chromosomes.
What was that?
Chromosomes.
Yeah.
Every human, right, is born with 23 chromosomes. Or 24, I can't remember. Right? That's what makes us human. You add an extra two, if you add an extra 2 chromosomes on top of those chromosomes you got, right? Human will be superhuman. They will be able to think faster, move faster, run faster. The strength will be 3 times more than a human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would make them superhuman. But obviously, with the genetics with Superman is a lot different, because his power comes from Krypton. Now, from what I read, Krypton is 3 times larger than Earth, which means his gravity is a lot heavier on Krypton, right? Our gravity, because our planet's smaller, our gravity's a lot lighter. So him coming here, he would be like a lead weight, because he's come from a higher density planet to our planet. But
hang on a minute. Yeah. All right, I'm back.
Yeah, because he's come back, because he's come from a higher density planet to our planet. It's why he's able to get. That's why his skin and his body is adapted to our atmosphere. But because of his molecules in his body, is the reason why he's got that power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like I said before, because the way Man of Steel portrays him is he sees a world in conflict that he can save quite easily, but he sees the way people treat each other.
Yeah.
This is the conflict he's having because, yeah, eventually in the film he's forced to come out because of Zod. But if Zod didn't turn up, he would have that, still have that conflict. Does he stay where he is, doesn't come out, just saves the odd time, or does he show the world who he is? That's the conflict he had from a young age, right up to that point Zod turned up. That's why when he obviously lost his father, that's why he went to the church and asked the father. And it was the father that said, you just have to take a leap of faith. Everything else comes later.
Yeah. I remember that scene.
You know what I mean? That was telling him that if he wants the world to see him as a savior, he needs to come out and show him that.
And which, of course, he actually did come out.
Which he did. But because of Zod and the destruction he caused, that put a spanner in the works. Because now, with Batman versus Superman, you obviously see him, you always see him picking them out outside. Aliens not wanting all this lot, and then you got the other half saying the savior and all this lot. They love him.
Yeah.
He's saving people, right? But there's still majority of people that still don't trust him because of what Zod did. Now, everyone's quick to blame Superman for not saving all those people.
Yeah, true.
I've said this so many times, is he cannot, even the amount of superpowers he's got, he cannot be in two places at the same time. This is the reason for a team. You know what I mean? But because he's on his own, and he had to sacrifice either taking out Zod or leaving Zod, saving people, and Zod would destroy flaming everything, or go after Zod. See,
Yeah.
it's sacrificing one thing for the greater good, even though it's a bad thing to do because people will casualties. But because Zod was so much of a threat, Superman had no choice but to go after Zod. Now, when they said that Superman doesn't kill, that's crap. Because Superman does kill, but he won't take a human life. Zod's not human. You know what I mean? The reason why he snapped Zod's neck was because he had no choice but to do it. Zod pushed him to do it. He wouldn't have done it if Zod didn't push him.
Well, see, Zod was going to kill innocent people.
Yeah, so he had no choice but to snap his neck.
He forced Superman's hand, though. When when he was going to kill innocent people, he forced Superman's hand to kill him.
Yeah. But what a lot of people don't understand, though, is like people are saying this is not the Superman that we're used to. Well, if you actually pay attention to the film, he's not Superman yet. You get my meaning?
Mm-hmm. Now, see, at the very end of the film, when he had came out, and the general didn't quite trust him fully.
No.
He didn't quite trust him fully, but Superman had told him that he is on their side.
Yeah, he gave himself up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
After that first fight, he gave himself up.
Yeah. But to be honest, they had to trust him, though. He only asked.
That's why he gave himself up.
Yeah.
If he didn't give himself up, they wouldn't have trusted him. Because he gave himself up, even though they still don't really trust him all that much in Batman versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
He gave him trust by giving himself up.
Yeah.
That's the way he done it, you know what I mean? But
save the people of Earth, though.
yeah. In Man of Steel, the reason why they call it Man of Steel, the title of the film, is because he's not officially Superman yet. He was still in his training days.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean? Because even he didn't even know how to fly until he went into that ship, which was actually quite funny because he took out half the fucking mountain. I actually fucking laughed at that bit. I was in stitches because he's just like, he takes off, he goes, yeah, all of a sudden, whack! took out the freaking top half of the fucking mountain. I'm thinking, fucking hell, dude, you know what I mean? Learn how to fly, but then he gets back up, you see him look at the sun, and then he takes off for real, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
But, and I think that cinematography right there with that music was absolutely amazing for the film.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, Christopher Reeves, yeah, spot on. He was the first ever, I wouldn't say the first Superman to be on screen, because you got the old ones as well.
He would be the original Superman on screen.
But Christopher Reeves, to me, is still the original Superman to me. I don't care what anyone says, right? But he was good in his generation. Brandon Roth was good. He was perfect for the role. Shame about the story, because they screwed that up, right? But now Henry Cavill is perfect for Superman, and they do not want to change him. They do not want to get someone else in to play this role. This is why I'm begging for freaking DC, right, to make a trilogy while they still got him. I've still got him in contract.
Yeah.
Give us a trilogy of Superman. We've had too many trilogies of Batman. Too many. We need a trilogy of Superman.
Well, seriously, I would agree with that right there. We do need like some trilogies for Superman. 'Cause, I mean, Batman has had his trilogies, but I want to see some trilogies from Superman now.
Yeah. And it's apparently they're saying now that this Batman versus Superman is Man of Steel 2.
Yeah.
Which I can understand, considering it does have tie-ins with Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a Man of Steel 2 sequel with a beginning of the Justice League film?
Well, see, now to be honest, I'm kind of leaning towards the Justice League film part, because now you got you got Batman and Superman going up against each other.
Yeah.
And you got Wonder Woman in it.
Yeah.
You got Cyborg, who has a cameo in there somewhere. So my thoughts on this is that it's kind of leaning towards a Justice League film.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm starting to feel, because if you see in the trailer, you don't see who's fighting Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is like Superman a bit in a way, and she's severely knocked back. So, see, a lot of people were saying that Zod's body is going to become Bizarro. Now, why the hell would you need Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, right, in one fight against one villain? And I know what people are going to turn around and say, well, Bizarro is a big threat, but so was Zod.
Listen, now, Zod was a severe threat, but he was a severe threat to Earth.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Bizarro and Zod are kind of the same thing, because they're both genetically the same.
Listen, now, Bizarro, on the other hand, he is a major severe threat to all.
I wouldn't say he's a massive threat, because Superman can take him on easy.
Yeah. I agree.
To have 3 Titan heroes, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, in one single fight, says to me that something is going to be created from Zod's body that is going to be out of control, because I think Lex Luthor with the kryptonite is going to create something he can't control, because in that trailer there is a massive destruction scene from LexCorp's labs. Like something had literally fucking like smashed its way out of that laboratory. You know what I mean? And caused massive.
Yeah, I did see that scene right there, and I was saying to myself, what in the hell was in LexCorp's labs?
Yeah. Now
something more powerful has been created to have caused that much of massive destruction.
Michael, the one that played Zod, Michael Shannon, said in an interview, right, that a lot of he has been playing certain parts in this. He said he's in like a green screen suit. But he had flippers on his hands. Flipper-like claws on his hands.
Yeah.
Now, that only says to me one thing. When, obviously, some sort of experiment that LexCorp is doing accidentally, what they call, taps into the Kryptonian genes.
Yeah.
In the body, which causes a mutation in the bone. Now, I am leaning. I know that people have got their own opinions, but I am leaning towards Doomsday. I am seriously looking. I'm looking at Doomsday from his body, because you don't need 3 You don't need 3 heroes for one villain, like Bizarro.
Is a major powerhouse villain. Superman did get killed by him, but when Superman had came back, he had on the black Superman suit.
Yeah, he didn't have. Well, he didn't actually. Well, the comic book killed him off, didn't they? Which caused through the story, the death of Superman, which caused a freaking shitstorm and freaking with the fans.
Yeah.
That caused a massive shitstorm, because they got like death threats and shit like that from their fans. So they had to bring a way of bringing him back. So what they did, they've done the logic thing, which I commend them for doing. The fight basically didn't kill Superman, it exhausted him. He knocked out, or say killed, well, say he killed Doomsday. I wouldn't say killed him, but like completely knocked him out. But it exhausts Superman to the point it put him into a hypersleep.
Yeah.
That's how they brought him back. You know what I mean? And he was, because they'd done the funeral. Obviously, he was in the black suit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's Doomsday. I honestly, truth, I think it's Doomsday. It's going to be the
Kind of did look. It kind of favored the Batman suit a little bit.
yeah.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel, because if you look at it, it's like, there was a bit where you see Batman. He's not in that armor suit. He grapple hooks away from the blast.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the way Superman got the I-beam blast, it's not that flaming massive. That was from something friggin' massive.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see Batman grapple out the way, and he wasn't wearing that armored suit, so that wasn't a fight scene with Superman. That was a fight with something else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, something that big and that wide only says one thing: Doomsday.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to be all right. And I think the first half of the film is going to be introducing. Obviously, we've already seen Superman anyway from the first film. But I think through the first half of the film, we're going to see a conflict between the people over Superman. And
like in the trailer, I think we are going to see a conflict between the people and Superman.
yeah,
Because,
it's going to be a lot of controversy between the people, not knowing how to take Superman in the first half of the film. Then the middle bit of the film, we're going to get an antagonizing fight between Superman and Batman, because you see Clark Kent saying about Batman running around like a vigilante, not giving a shit.
yeah.
You actually hear him, Perry White saying, no one's going to give a shit about Clark Kent taking on the Batman. Right? That right there is going to cause, because he's taken on villains and doing it the wrong way, Superman's taking that as him being a villain. Now that's going to cause the conflict, which results in the fight scene. And I think that's going to be in the middle of the film, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then you got the ending.
I think when Perry had said that nobody gives a shit about Clark Kent going up against Batman,
Yeah.
you know, that says to me that either that Perry doesn't believe in Clark Kent or doesn't believe in Superman.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know he's Superman, though, does he?
No, he doesn't.
This is the thing, though. I think that's going to be the catalyst for those two to fight. And obviously they're going to think, but then mythology states that these two will fight each other, but then they realise that they have to join together to take on a bigger threat. Now,
Yeah.
if it truly is Doomsday, this film's going to be fucking amazing. And I'm not kidding. It's like you get a fight scene between Batman and Superman, which is going to be an epic fight anyway. No doubt about that. No, move over Marvel. Move over Marvel. You've had your day, because once this film comes out, that's going to be a titan of a film. You know what I mean? But then,
True.
you got the ending with the bigger threat to the world, which is going to take all three of them to take on. Now that is going to, because you see the field, it's just nothing but destruction. Now that alone there says to me something is massive, causing damage, which has resulted in the three of them joining together to take it on. Now, that's what leads me to them making a Justice League film, because the Justice League film's out in.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I totally agree. Because, you know, it is going to be an epic battle between Batman and Superman. And Wonder Woman also going to be, you know, like, she's in a fight scene in the movie, too.
Mm.
Massive explosion around LexCorp. I'm leaning towards Doomsday also.
Yeah, I'm starting to think it is because I know they're keeping it quiet, which is fair enough because it's advertisement. But
Listen, I think one reason why they keeping it quiet, they really want the fans to figure it out.
yeah,
They want the fans to figure it out because they're not telling anybody. They're not gonna release anything, to the public. They want the fans to decode it.
well, there's a lot of rumors going around about another trailer coming out, but I've said no. Do not bring out another trailer. It's fine where it is right now because if you bring out another trailer, they're just gonna ruin it. Because right now they're giving us snippets.
I seen the first trailer of it, and to be honest, I liked the first trailer. I liked what I saw, but don't bring out another trailer of the film now.
There's 2 trailers have been out. You got the teaser trailer that first came out.
Yeah.
Like 2-minute trailer, which was actually sold the film.
Yeah.
Sold the film better. You don't need any more than that because that only gave us little tidbits. It didn't show too much of the film, but it gave us enough for us to pique our interest.
A few things that we have seen already. We don't need to see any more spoilers from the trailers.
No, you don't, because otherwise you're going to ruin the film, and people will go to the film and think, "Oh, we've seen this before."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's the way they want to do it. They want to keep it like that now.
Yeah. I'm glad that we had a chance to do the podcast. The next podcast is going to be in November after Thanksgiving on the 26th of November.
Hopefully we can get more people coming in.
Yeah.
I know Brian. Brian, thank you for Brian actually coming on. We do appreciate you doing that, even though you didn't want on that long, but still we appreciate that coming on. We try to get him on a bit more.
Yeah, we need a little bit more people to come onto the podcast and give their thoughts and their opinions about video games and movies and whatnot, or what have you.
Yeah.
Our next podcast is going to be November the 26th.
Yeah.
So, this is your boy Zodiac and Dragon Scorpion signing out.
Yep. Gotta go burn some friggin' villages and take some hostages with my mouth.
Sound good when you said that, man.
Also gotta get a toothpick, get this night out of my friggin' teeth.
Alright, you take care, man.
Alright, mate.
Alright.
Good night, all.